17 hits. He had 20 strikeouts and 1 walk in the span of 3 starts, preparing himself to come here. Some of the reports on him, Baseball Prospectus, and I quote, Tillman's long, skinny frame is absolutely loaded with potential. Somewhat terrifying, his right now stuff. Fastball 92 to 94, featuring a heavy boring action. Power curveball is a true swing and miss offering that he's comfortable using as an out pitch. MLB.com says he has a chance to be a top of the rotation type. At worst, should become a workhorse in the middle of a big league rotation. Those are just a couple of the reports that were out online today as Tillman got ready to come on and do the pitching. Perhaps the coach who has seen him most, Dave Schmidt, who's the roving pitching instructor, very confident about a very important growth point, and that's his changeup. Schmidt said that's the pitch he's been working on since the middle of last year, and he now has real confidence in it, able to use it, and one of the primary reasons he's now ready to pitch here.
Now, the one thing you can do with a changeup is control the timing of hitters, and if you can throw it over, you can have a lot of success with that pitch.
All right, Tillman's ready. Major League debut is now official, and the pitch is a strike as DeJesus will lead it off for Kansas City. DeJesus did not play in Game 1. He had an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night, hitting at .257. He's got 7 home runs, and the delivery to him is taken up high for a ball, and the count will go to 1-1. The one thing Tillman worked on this year and was of most concern was the walks that he surrendered in his minor league career, and he's continually brought that number down. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that is in there for a strike, and the count will go to 1-2.
That's a quality fastball at 93. He's not held the target down and away, and Tillman delivered. Very patient, very smooth delivery, and he creates a very impressive angle. High to low, tough for the hitter to really square up on the baseball.
1-2 to DeJesus, and the pitch is taken outside. 2-2. Still overcast skies. It is a humid night. Very little breeze. Some storm cells that are moving in and out, so we'll see if we have to contend with that in the ball game. A 41-minute rain delay getting this one started. 2-2 delivery. DeJesus will take the ball to center. Jones backing up, and he got it. Boy, did that ball carry to center field.
Adam Jones has really come along with the bat, and he's also coming along with the glove. He got a great jump on this ball and just outran it. This ball carried a long way, and look at the determined effort by Adam Jones. Has a beat on it, reaches high over his shoulder and brings it in. John Shelby has done a heck of a job of ensuring that Jones works at this all the time. He's always out hitting him fungos, and the separation between his head and his glove is very significant because he can watch that ball into the pocket of his glove.
Here is Willie Bloomquist. He's had a 5 for 9 in this series. So Tillman records his first major league out. .275 hitter. 3 home runs for Bloomquist on the season. 1-0 delivery. Bit of an irony on Bloomquist. All 3 of his home runs have been hit on the road, and all 3 of them have tied ball games. He's not a home run hitter, really. He's number 2 hitter and sprays the ball around pretty good. He's not that he hasn't got power. He's got gap power. 5 doubles so far on the season. The 1-1 delivery on the way to him, and he'll foul it away. 1-2.
Yeah, Bloomquist's timing is exceptional. If you're not going to hit many, you might as well save him for important times. He's done that. Of course, he had his game-tying home run off Jim Johnson here last night in the 8th inning. Got a high fastball, and Johnson after the game said it was a terrible pitch, and he said, I've made a few too many of those lately.
1-2 strike delivery on the way, and Tillman will miss down low with it, and the count will go to 2-2. So first part over. That first pitch, get that thing out of the way. Now you settle in and start thinking about pitching a baseball game at the tender age of 21, and just turned that this spring. 2-2 delivery on the way to Bloomquist. He will take it down low and a full count. For the Orioles overall, they need to get it going. 2-8 coming out of the All-Star break. Not a good mark. They've lost 2 in a row. Kansas City, there's won 4 out of 6. Team that the Orioles just have to beat. Of course, Kansas City feels the same way in playing the Orioles. Kansas City has been very tough against Baltimore pitching. 3-2 delivery. That's in the air to left center field. Reimold over, and he's got it.
Well, Tillman makes his major league debut, and there are 4 of the youngsters in the rotation right now. And Rick Dempsey caught up with David Hernandez. I'm going to ask him if they ever thought about this possibility.
We always talked about, since we were in high A in Frederick, oh man, how great would it be if we were all in the starting rotation up in Baltimore, and it was just...
You guys talked about that.
Yeah, we never really thought it would happen. We thought, someone might go here, someone might go there, but, it's been really fun having these guys right next to me. It's definitely a pleasure.
And the pitch is taken for a strike. David Hernandez.
It really is special when you have a chance to come to the big leagues with guys you've played with in the minor leagues, and you have a tight-knit feeling about getting through games and learning together in the big leagues. Boy, there's that changeup, and what a devastating pitch that is. 82 miles an hour. 13 miles an hour slower than his best fastball tonight, and a very well-thrown pitch. Great arm action, and Billy Butler was fooled.
Billy Butler has been a terror for the Orioles, hitting .393 this year with 2 homers and 10 RBIs against them. One of the big surprises tonight is that Greg Zond is behind the plate. That baffled a lot of people, and I count myself in that group. Not as a negative, but you would have expected, I think, and a lot of Oriole fans did, that with Tillman coming up, having worked with their catcher of today and the future, Matt Wieters, that Wieters would have been the one starting the ball game. Dave Tremblay said before the game, no, he wanted the experience of Zond, and because of the day game tomorrow, wanted to go with him tonight. It is caught by his Turris. So Chris Tillman, a 1-2-3 inning. Mom and Dad are on hand as they came in from California along with other family members. Lineup for Kansas City, for the Orioles rather, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts, Jones, and Marquez, Huff, Reimold, and Wigginton. Moore is on in his Turris. Aubrey Huff against Greinke, and right now he hopes that continues.
Yeah, Aubrey Huff has had a good run against Greinke. Now take a look at the PNC scouting report for the Royals right-hander. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a change. He throws them all very well. He's got a great delivery, which really creates problems for hitters because every pitch looks like a fastball. He was human in June and July. In April and May, 8-1 with a 1.10 ERA. But things have slowed down a bit for him as he went just 2-5 with a 3.33 ERA in June and into July.
Greinke hoping for a little run support because certainly what he does on the mound could make him a far better record man than 10-6. Not that there is anything wrong with that, but they just haven't scored a lot of runs for him. He wants a new baseball here and also a rosin bag to use out there to try and keep the hands dry. There you see the lowest run support. That's in Major League Baseball since June 1.
Yeah. Josh Greer of the Padres, 178. There's Aaron Harang, who's 0-7 during that stretch. Zach Greinke has not won in July. And John Garland of the Diamondbacks just ahead of Edwin Jackson. Pretty stingy run support.
Brian Roberts will lead it off, and the pitch will be taken for a ball. Brian's 4 for 8 lifetime off Greinke, the 25-year-old right-hander. 279 now for Roberts, and that one's a base hit into left field. Well, Brian lashes one on the line, and that will bring up Adam Jones with a runner on.
First innings have been good for Adam Jones the last 2 nights. He's hit home runs in each of the first 2 innings. First night against Bruce Chin. Last night against Brian Bannister. Got a high fastball and drilled it into the seats. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and a couple of runs scored in the 2 games so far. Over his last 6, 7 hits, 3 home runs, a double, and he scored 5.
And Jones, like Bloomquist, only more so because he's hit more home runs, hits key homers, as 10 of his 16 have either tied or given the Orioles a lead. 10 of his last 16 home runs. Delivery to him, swung on a miss. Greinke with that nasty slider down and away.
Yeah, Greinke has a great slider, but we also know that he'll throw 95 miles an hour. He can throw a slow curveball and a very effective changeup. He's the total package.
Greinke with 44 wins, 51 losses lifetime. The 0-1 delivery. Jones actually showed bunt with Martin playing third, and he was way back. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Yeah, don't get fooled by Zach Greinke's choir boy appearance. He's a tough competitor, and if he sees something he doesn't like at the plate, he'll brush you back. Just ask Manny Ramirez. He's done that a couple of times to him, up and in, and flipped him as good as anybody.
1-1 count. Roberts at first base. Slider again. That'll miss outside. And a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Dave Tremblay today talking about the growth of young players used Adam Jones as an example. Said, let me tell you about a couple of at-bats last night. We're talking about growth. He said, came up before he hit that home run. He took a slider away. He took a changeup, didn't go after it. It was just outside, like that pitch right there. And said, then got the pitch he wanted, ahead on the count, and delivered the home run. He was saying that in terms of give Chris Tillman a chance. Let him grow. Don't expect him to come out here in game 1 and be Grover Cleveland Alexander. He may be someday, but there's a necessary progression at major league level, unless you're Babe Ruth, Roberto Clemente, maybe. Even they had troubles at the beginning. Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way, and there's that breaking ball again, and he went around on it. Home plate umpire making the call, Wally Bell. And Adam didn't think so. He tipped it, he says. So the count's 3-2.
Yeah, I got an appeal down at first base to Chad Fairchild, and it looked like it tipped off the bat and then kicked off the catcher.
Three ball, 2 strike count to Jones. See if Brian Roberts takes off at first base. Brian being held over there. He's given no indication of running. 3-2, nobody out. He's going, and Jones swings and foul tips it again, and that was close. Olivo, wanting to throw, pulled that bare hand out, which is always a dangerous mode for a catcher.
Well, when a runner is taken off, you have to get your hand close to your glove, and you can see he got hit a little foul ball and bounced up and hit him, and just got a piece of it. Boy, I tell you what, that was right off the end of the bat. He was fortunate he got a piece of it.
See, announcers just let that kind of a replay just go, because you can see it. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Roberts, this time a lob toss over by Greinke just to hold him.
Especially old catcher announcers.
Have a particular empathy. Yes.
Don't even want to talk about it.
Thank you so much.
Hang with him, Miguel.
3-2 the count. Outfield deep on Adam Jones. Roberts, there he goes again, and again it will be fouled away. So one thing the Orioles have done already with only 2 batters at the plate is to force Greinke to work here in the first inning, and whenever you get a starter of his caliber, you want to do that.
Yeah, before he gets really locked in with all of his pitches. Right now, Adam Jones has fouled off a couple tough pitches. He's got him at a full count. Brian Roberts appears to be running on the pitch, so a lot of good things could happen for the Orioles right here.
Greinke threw over once trying to catch Roberts leaning, and will do so again right here. Zach Greinke has pitched against the Orioles this season. Got a win 8-1 back on May 15. 1 run, 6 hits over 7. Couple of walks, 6 strikeouts in that ball game. 3-2 long look. Roberts not going, and again Jones fights it off. Adam holds that count at 3-2.
Yeah, it looked like a changeup there, and Zach Greinke will throw changeups at any time. So now he's got Adam Jones with that on his mind, not being too aggressive. And you would think after a changeup, watch how the timing is disrupted a bit, and again just barely gets a piece of it off the end of the bat.
Jones really working here against Greinke. 3-2. Roberts not running. That in the air, left field. That ball is hit deep, back at the wall. Goodbye, home run. He's done it again. As was true last night. First inning, Adam Jones home run, 2-0 O's.
We're going to have to send him the All-Star game more often. 3 straight home runs in the first inning. And he fouled off some tough pitches. Target down and away. Greinke misses all the way across the plate, and Adam Jones doesn't. Squared up on the barrel, and it's a no-doubter.
Number 17, RBIs 57 and 58. And Jones gives the Orioles a 2-0 lead, 2 up and 2 in. The Orioles center fielder just continues to inspire. Here's Nick Markakis. Nick back in the number 3 spot after batting in the cleanup hole last night. Nick has not had a hit in the first 2 games, going 0 for 8. The Orioles get to Greinke, gives up just his 6th home run. 3 to righties, 3 to lefties. 1-0 count on Markakis. He takes it down the line in left field. David DeJesus back looking. That's going to hit off the wall and gets by DeJesus. Markakis hustling into second will stay, and he's got a double. 3 consecutive hits for the Orioles off the number 1 ERA pitcher in the majors.
Yeah, we had told you that Zach Greinke had been human recently. For the last 2 months, he is just 2-5. This pitch is away, and Markakis stays on at 95 miles an hour. That ball carries away from David DeJesus. Markakis turns and sees that DeJesus recovered. But 3 straight hits off Zach Greinke in an early 2-0 lead, and they have Greinke on the ropes.
Runner on at second base, and Aubrey Huff. Still nobody out in the inning. Aubrey gets a good cut, fouls it right straight back. It is time for Aubrey to get it going just by the numbers, as it has been such a tough month. 157 in July. He's had just 1 home run. Talking with Wally Bell while the visitation is made by pitching coach Bob McClure to the mound to try and change the rhythm here with Greinke.
Yeah, he didn't like that first pitch to Aubrey Huff, and Greinke missed his target. He has been off on his location. The home run to Adam Jones was meant to be a breaking ball down and away. It had missed all the way across the plate on the inner half. And then that last pitch to Aubrey Huff was a fastball right out over the plate in Huff's wheelhouse. And as Gary mentioned earlier, Aubrey Huff has hit Greinke well.
So he will hope to keep that going. Designated hitter tonight as Ty Wigginton is getting the start at first base. 0-1 count. Markakis off second. A strike taken on the inside corner. Greinke ahead 0-2.
That's where Greinke is most effective, both to right-handers and left-handers, is elevating that fastball on the inside corner. That's the first pitch he has thrown effectively inside to any hitter here tonight.
Here's the 0-2 delivery, and Huff on a nasty breaking ball down and in is a strikeout victim. Greinke has 147 strikeouts, and that strikeout moves him to second place in the league in Ks.
Here's the last pitch to Aubrey Huff, a tight, late-breaking slider down and in, and Aubrey swings right over the top of it on the 0-2 count.
Nolan Reimold, a 5-game hit streak for him. Runner at second and 1 out, and the fastball is taken inside. Again, has happened for Nolan seemingly throughout this season. He gets to stay under the radar because every time he just starts to pique everybody's interest, something else happens with the Orioles, like Tillman coming up, that turns the attention away. And I think that's probably the best thing that could happen to Nolan Reimold.
Yeah.
He's just quietly having a magnificent rookie season.
Just plodding along, and his center field mate is hot right now. Got 3 home runs, take more of the focus away from Reimold. I think he likes it just the way it is.
That is certainly fitting to his personality. 1 ball, 1 strike count. He's trying to get an RBI here. Reimold with a 5-game hit streak, 11 for 17 during the streak. Fastball on the inside corner. To Greinke can get those calls, it'll be tough.
Yeah, that's where he lives and dies, right inside. If he can get strikes inside, that's when hitters have to start worrying about the inside corner. He made a good pitch inside to Aubrey Huff and has done the same to Nolan Reimold and changed the complexion of those 2 at-bats.
Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Reimold will take that outside. Our Home Depot covering the bases will be with Nolan Reimold, the Bowling Green University Pittsburgh Steeler fan. We will take a look at the young man in our covering the bases tomorrow. Game time is at 12:30. We'll have the pictures and the details and the stories tomorrow. And his brother will be joining us.
A chance to catch up with his brother John, who has played professional basketball
overseas. 2-2 delivery. That'll be fouled away. Unfortunately, Nolan's sister will not be able to join us tomorrow. She is a model in New York City. We talked with Nolan about that when we were in New York, when he was on with us for a Wired Wednesday. He kind of has kept that a secret from the rest of the team.
He's a wise man.
I keep saying it so the players will hear it when they watch the replay of the game at 2 in the morning. A 2-ball, 2-strike delivery, and that is outside, and Reimold takes the count to 3-2.
And this is another thing that we have seen consistently from Nolan Reimold. He won't chase bad pitches. You rarely see him go after a breaking ball out of the zone. He's confident to hit with 2 strikes, and he never really gets too pull conscious, so he doesn't pull off that outside pitch.
He is 366 with runners in scoring position. Yet another big number. He's got one out there at second right now, and Nick Markakis. 3-2 delivery to him. Check swing, and he's on with a walk. Greinke doesn't give up many of those. That's only his 28th walk in 142 innings.
Take a look at Trey Hillman's defense behind Zach Greinke. Jesus, Mitch Meyer, and Willie Bloomquist left to right. Betancourt and Callaspo up the middle. Tien starts at third base tonight to give Alex Gordon a little break. He's just come back from that hip surgery. Billy Butler at first base, and Miguel Olivo is behind the plate. Catcher in the first 2 games was Brian Pena.
Kansas City defense has been a very big problem for them as they lead the league in unearned runs surrendered. Here is Ty Wigginton. Wigginton getting the start at first base. 19th time he's been there as a starter. He's looking at the defense for Kansas City. You go around their infield at first base, Butler's 5th lowest defensive positioning. Callaspo at second, the 2nd worst number for second baseman. Shortstop Betancourt, the 3rd worst fielding percentage. Tien at third base got the 3rd worst third base percentage, and behind the plate Olivo's got the 5th worst fielding percentage for a catcher. Man,
yeah,
that's bad.
It's really challenging too, especially when you're emphasizing pitching. Pitchers make good pitches, and the defense kicks it around. Seattle's the only team lower in fielding percentage than Kansas City. White Sox have had their problems as well. Surprising team in my mind is Tampa Bay down there at 5th.
Yeah,
that's one thing that was really the trademark last year. They didn't make any mistakes.
0-2 count on Wigginton, 1 down. Ty 1 for 5, lifetime off Greinke. Markakis at second. Wigginton got fooled, but got enough of it to foul it off and hold the count at 2 strikes.
Well, it's really interesting. The Orioles have forced Greinke into 25 pitches in this first inning. But you can see as the inning has gone on how much better his location has become. Roberts singled to left field. Jones hits the home run to left field, and Markakis also going opposite field for the double. But since then, he struck out Aubrey Huff and lost Nolan Reimold on a 3-2 pitch.
Wigginton with a 2-strike count. And he will loop that one into right center field. Bloomquist will come over and make the play. Markakis tags and goes. And he's going to make it. Boy, did he fool Bloomquist on that one, because he tagged up and then kind of walked off and then took off.
Well, what he did was he kept his eye on the right fielder, Willie Bloomquist. And you can't assume anything on the field. Markakis tags at second base, and watch him keep his eye on the outfielder. Well, if you're not going to throw it in, I'm going to take third. That's exactly what he did. Heads up base running. Boy, every time you assume something's going to happen, you get burned.
That's one of those plays that you hear coaches and managers talk about it from Markakis' perspective, taking advantage of it. From Bloomquist's perspective, you know where you're going to throw the ball, throw it. Don't stand there and hold the ball. There isn't options. I mean, he knew exactly where he was going to go with the ball. It had to be into second base to the cutoff man, and by holding on to it, he gave up a base. Here's Melvin Mora. 2 down, first and third. Mora will take it for a strike.
Those are the mistakes that drive Trey Hillman crazy. He's a stickler for fundamentals, and that doesn't even factor into a poor fielding percentage. That's just a mental mistake. You give the opponents that extra 90 feet, ball in the dirt right now, and you find yourself 3 runs down.
Greinke has thrown 4 wild pitches, so Bloomquist's inability to hold Markakis gives the runner a chance to score on a wild pitch. 1-0 delivery, Melvin Mora slaps that one over by the Kansas City dugout. 2 strikes. The Orioles trying desperately to get the number up again. 301, 303, 289. July down to 270, but the number has been dropping steadily. The runners in scoring position number, they are 11 for their last 70. That is a 157 batting average over the last 8 games with runners in scoring position. That is not something that the Orioles have had a problem with the last 2 years. That hit his hand. It did. Now you hope he is all right, as Melvin Mora got clipped.
Well, this ball tracks inside. Melvin tries to draw his hands out of harm's way, and it hits the back of his right hand. Obviously, those bones are very close to the surface and very small and fragile, and you hope that he didn't get hit flush enough. And you can see he's pointing to that outside bone, to the bone below the knuckle of the middle finger.
Guarantee you that hurt. The bases are loaded, and Greg Zahn coming to the plate. Markakis had a double. He's the lead runner. Reimold with a walk at second now, and Mora hit by a pitch. Only the second hit batter by Greinke this season. 2 down, bases loaded, and a check swing, foul ball. So the Orioles with a chance to have a very big inning. They've already got 2 in on the home run by Adam Jones. Now a shot here with the bases loaded. There's Adam, who got his 17th and 2 RBIs out of it. Greg Zahn with the sacks full, 1 for 3 this season. Here's the 0-1 delivery to him. Greinke misses inside, 1-1.
31 pitches now for Zach Greinke, and he's among the league leaders in innings pitched, and you just have to wonder how that workload has affected his command. We mentioned his first 2 months of the season, 8-1 with a 1.10 ERA.
A very tough inning for Zach Greinke. Zahn hopes to make it tougher. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that is in there for a strike. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count from Greinke.
Adam Jones, Gary mentioned, just the 6th home run allowed by Greinke. He didn't give up a home run for the first 2 months of the season, and that's how good he was.
Gave 1 up in his last game against Texas. He has given up 2 in a ball game only once to Toronto. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Sacks are full. Zahn will chop that one foul into the seats. We had a 41-minute rain delay for those of you who may be just joining us. Reason why the ball game is just in the bottom half of the first inning. The Orioles, the early 2-0 lead in the game. It'll be a day game tomorrow. here at Camden Yards. Brad Bergeson, who is 6-5. Luke Hochevar, who is 6-3. The scheduled starters for the ball game. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and swung on and missed. He got him. So Greinke gets a couple of strikeouts. The Orioles will leave the bases loaded, but Adam Jones, after Brian Roberts had singled. You got a chance to win too. You can enter by logging in to MASNsports.com. Rainbow actually came out during that last half inning. Has disappeared now. Some overcast skies, 83 degrees, and the Orioles starter in his major league debut goes back out with a 2-0 lead. Tian, Callaspo, and Jacobs are due up for Kansas City. Martinez had a 3 for 10 in the series, playing at third base in this game. Tillman's pitch to him will be fouled straight back. Kansas City winning 2 in a row, first 2 of this series, improving their record to 40-59. The Orioles 42-57 coming into today's play. Tian will take the pitch inside, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
You know, we haven't obviously seen the finished product with any of these young pitchers, but I got to tell you, people in the minor leagues need to stick the chest out. They've done a pretty good job preparing them for the big leagues.
Down the line, not deep. Reimold. Martinez retired, went away. This weekend, the Orioles will be hosting the Red Sox here in Baltimore. It'll be a 3-game series, and tickets for Saturday's game nearly gone. There are good seats still remaining. Friday for 7:05 and Sunday 1:35. Hope you'll come out and dress this park in orange, as the Red Sox will be in town. Tickets 888-848-BIRD. Go to Orioles.com. And don't forget, for the food bank, non-perishable items will be collected for all 3 games at all gates, or you can donate cash. Be distributed throughout Maryland. Callaspo up, takes the pitch outside. Callaspo with a 10-game hit streak. He's kept it going with a hit in each of the first 2 games of this series, going 2 for 9. Up high to win 2-0.
Well, Gary, I want to finish my thoughts about the young pitchers that we have seen make their debut. They have all come up, pitched with confidence. They might have butterflies, but you could never tell watching them work in their major league debuts. But Dave Smith, the roving pitching instructor, Mike Griffin, the AAA pitching coach, have done a great job of getting these guys prepared. Yeah, you've got to have talent to work with, but they have polished off the talent in the minor leagues and sent a pretty good package to the big leagues.
with the Orioles after coming over from Seattle. Tillman at both Bowie and Norfolk combined for a 19-10 record with a 2.98 ERA and 46 starts. He fanned 253 in 232 innings in the Orioles organization. Bear in mind, he was a second-round pick for Seattle and a prospect high up on the list even when he was with the Mariners.
Yeah, and you don't think those fans in Seattle, every time Adam Jones goes deep, they all kind of flinch a little bit? Hey, he's ours. Hey, what happened to Adam Jones?
That is good. 2-2 delivery on the way. That is going to be popped up. Zahn back.
You know, how about that trade? Eric Bedard for 5 players. Adam Jones, George Sherrill, both all-stars. Cam Michelayo has pitched 12 games. Chris Tillman pitching his first game. Tony Butler's in A-ball. Made 11 starts so far this year. 4 of the 5 have already pitched in the big leagues, and Eric Bedard's back on the disabled list now.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that is up high. I laughed today when I saw this. This was a written statement. They were talking about Tillman. And the writer said, if you're a Mariners fan or a close friend of one, don't be stunned to see them calling in out of work tomorrow with a stomach discomfort, nauseous, heartburn, some trying to quell Montezuma's revenge. That went in the air to right field, not on this one. That is way back, and goodbye home run. That one out on Utah Street as Cayespo got a hold of it, and it is a 2-1 ball game. And I mean, he had that one perfectly timed, his 7th homer of the year.
Danny extends his hit streak as he's done in all 3 of these games. He's collected a hit. His 7th home run, a no doubter over the scoreboard and right onto the flag court. Quick, short stroke, and he produces a long fly ball bouncing near Utah Street.
That is the first hit for the Royals. Their designated hitter is Mike Jacobs. Jacobs will take a strike. DH has had an 0 for 3 in the one game that he has played in this series. Worse yet for Seattle fans, of course, Eric Bedard back on the DL. Pitch is taken inside, so the hope of him pitching in the immediate future is not there, and the possibility of trading him kind of disappeared.
Yeah, it sure did, and for Eric Bedard, a disappointing time as well. He's a free agent at the end of this year, and his name is certainly tossed around a lot at the start of this trading season because of that free agency.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Jacobs. Tillman this year gave up 5 home runs in the 96 innings at AAA. He gave up 10 in 135 innings at Bowie. That is the strikeout, and that is his major league first.
Now he didn't put that one in the books. First home run given up to Cayespo, and he comes right back and he makes a perfect pitch on Mike Jacobs down and away. And this is what I mean by these young pitchers. They're not intimidated one bit. He gives up a long home run, comes right back, throws strikes to the next hitter, and punches him out.
Comment you made, Buck, about these young pitchers, and Tillman in particular, was the same one that was echoed by Dev Tremblay, the skipper of the Orioles. He said the best thing about him, talking about Tillman, is they say he doesn't get rattled. The confidence factor. A big one for him. A towering fly ball. Miguel Olivo Reimold back at the wall. Up and goodbye. Home run. This game is tied. Miguel Olivo just enough to get it out of the yard. Olivo's first hit in this series.
Well, Olivo loves the high fastball. The target is down around his knee, and you can see how badly Tillman missed. Olivo chased high fastballs in last night's game. This time he catches up to it just beyond the reach of Nolan Reimold.
Olivo gets his 14th home run, so 2 homers in the inning. Have tied this ball game at 2-2. The one by Cayespo, no question. The one by Olivo, just enough to get it back into the seats. The 0-1 delivery on the way. Fastball is inside. Mitch Meyer making the start in center field in the ball game tonight. He has appeared in this series, only coming off the bench, defensive purposes. 1-1 delivery down to first. That's a fair ball. Markakis will come get it in the corner. Meyer on his way to second base. He will stay there. He's got a double. So 2 home runs and a double surrounding a fly ball, out, and a strikeout.
This is the difference pitching in the big leagues as opposed to the minor leagues. Bottom of the order, you got big league hitters. Bottom of the order in minor leagues, you have non-prospects hitting. And it's quite a different approach by the hitters. Oliva goes deep on a high fastball. The number 8 hitter, Mitch Meyer, rips a fastball down into the right field corner. So this is where Tillman's got to regroup a little bit, catch his breath, and come back and try to strand this runner at second base.
Tie ball game. Each team with 3 hits. And Yuniesky Betancourt, the number 9 hitter, he's had an 0 for 7 in this series. And he will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Betancourt has not had a hit in his last 16 at bats. If he can get out of that right here, Kansas City can get the lead. 0-1 delivery. Slider away, stays away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, that's that hard breaking ball that Tillman has always been able to throw effectively. Basically, the last couple of years, he was a fastball, curveball guy, and now he's developed a changeup to complement those 2 pitches.
1-1 delivery on the way, launches that one to center field. Jones has plenty of room, and he's got it. But a couple of home runs, Cayespo and Olivo have tied this ball game up. Our Wired Wednesday. Joining us will be Clay Meredith, the newest member of the bullpen for the Orioles.
No, I can't say that I totally expected anything. I know some things in my previous ball club were changing. It was a nice shot by Cesar. No, some things are changing, over in San Diego, and I can't say that I did expect it. But one thing I guess you get used to in this profession is, things are constantly going to change. So it was a welcome change for me. I'm happy to be here.
Well, you're back in the American League East. You were with the Boston Red Sox before you went out to San Diego. You grew up in the East Coast, and I understand you were an Oriole fan a bit. Got a chance to see these guys play here in Baltimore.
Yeah, I had the old HTS, growing up, and on any given night you could check out the O's on HTS, and I think that was Channel 24 back in Richmond, and then you had the Braves on TBS. I think that was Channel 17. So I was definitely an Orioles fan growing up.
Roberts on the fly ball out to DeJesus. Back to first base is Torres. You were talking to Jim Palmer on the bus the other day about that, Clay. He was one of the pitchers you watched growing up, was he not?
No. Well, I didn't get the chance to see him pitch that much. I remember hearing him on the broadcast a little bit growing up. But my dad, I talked to my dad later that evening and told him I got a chance to meet him, and my dad had some great things to say about him. Said he really enjoyed watching him, back in his heyday.
Clay, you're a sidearmer, obviously relying heavily on movement. Who do you lean on down in that bullpen to catch up on these American League hitters and bring you up to speed?
Well, we got a lot of guys down here with some arm side sinks, so I can kind of pick anybody's brain down here. We got some good boys down here. We got some guys with some good stuff too. So they keep me updated, and I just try to watch the ball game and pick out little things when I can.
Adam Jones at the plate, his 17th home run, 2 RBIs in his first at bat in the ball game. Clay, you get a fresh perspective on the Orioles and the building process coming from the outside. What do you see? What do you make of it?
You were just talking about Adam Jones. I don't think, in my opinion, I've said it to a number of people, there's not a better outfield right now in the major leagues. I don't think, defensively, arm strength, at the plate, speed. We got a lot of excitement on this team. We got a couple veterans that have, been here for a while. Brian Roberts, and you can throw Nick Markakis in there right now. But, there's some exciting players here, and, I'm glad to be a part of it, because I think the next couple of years are really going to be, there's going to be some changes in the AL East. I think the Orioles can do some things.
Clay, the perception from the media and the fans is that the American League East is a tough division. What about players in the National League? What's the perception of the competition in the AL East?
Well, it's not really a perception. You can just look at the players and look at the talent and the teams and the track records that everything's done. And they call it the AL Beast for a reason. This is some of the best baseball in the major leagues, and certainly when you're National League and you're an outsider looking in, you kind of do watch, and your eyebrows will get raised every once in a while at some of the teams and the talent that's going on in this division.
Nick Markakis standing in. Is Torres on at first? There are 2 down here. Final question, Clay. Your role in the bullpen, how do you see it? What is it you like to do out there?
To be honest with you, I haven't heard about a role, haven't talked about a role. I've always been the type of guy that, hey, there's 7 of us down here. Obviously, your closer's a little different, but from the time I got to the major leagues, I just consider myself a relief pitcher. I'm here to help out, whether that's late in the ball game with a lead, or a little earlier in the ball game when we're behind. I like to take the ball as much as I can, and like I said, I'm here to help out and get the boys in the dugout.
I think you just defined your role. Clay, thanks very much for being with us. We really appreciate it, and great to have you as an Oriole.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Clay Meredith joining us from the bullpen, and he's right on the point about that. That really is what he does. He's available for any section of a game. He can give you the quick out if you need it, or he can stay in a ball game and work some innings.
Yeah, and because he is a sidearmer, he can come in and get you out of a tough situation, kind of like what Chad Bradford did for this ball club. Get you the ground ball quickly, get you out of a tough situation in the middle innings. And there are a lot of different looks out in that bullpen and a number of quality arms, and I think it's been a real good mix. And, Clay just adds another dimension to that bullpen.
2 ball, 2 strike count on Markakis. And swung on and missed and got him. That's 4 strikeouts in the ball game for Greinke. A couple in this inning. No runs, a hit, and a base runner left. Tied at 2. by PNC. PNC leading the way. Buck Martinez, Amber Thiel-Harris, Gary Thorne, great to have you with us here as the Orioles had a 41-minute rain delay to get the ball game started. Chris Tillman making his major league debut, the 21-year-old, back to the top of the order. David DeJesus leads it off, flied out his first time up. Speaking of age, since '69, Tillman is the 4th youngest pitcher to debut for the Orioles. Matt Riley, Storm Davis, and Hayden Penn were all 20 years and days. Chris Tillman, 21 years and 105 days. That ball in the air, left center field. Reimold going over, back near the wall, and he's got it. Right up against the wall, right at the 364 mark.
Well, Nolan Reimold just about ran out of room, but he had a bead on it, felt he was comfortably in front of that wall. Here's the youngest debuts of Orioles starters since '69. In '99, it was Matt Riley, former #1 pick, 20 years, 38 days. Storm Davis in '82, then Hayden Penn in 2005, and Chris Tillman tonight.
And a strike on the outside corner, Bloomquist.
Interesting numbers. Riley would have but 9 decisions in his career, ERA at 6. Storm Davis had a tremendous career, just over 4 with the ERA. Mesa pitched in over 1,000 games, and Hayden Penn, he too, with just 10 decisions. So you have mixed results bringing up the young pitchers, and hopefully it'll turn out to be a little bit more like Storm Davis.
1-1 delivery to Bloomquist. Bloomquist flied out his first time out, one down here in the 3rd inning.
I don't think there's any form for having a guy knowing when he's going to be ready. Everybody's different, and obviously every personality is different, and they handle success and failure in different fashions.
2-1 delivery, and that'll be into right center field, and that's a base hit. Markakis on a hop. Bloomquist is on. 6 hits, 11 at bats in the series for the right fielder tonight, Willie Bloomquist. Tillman will work with the runner on. That is hit number 4. Each team 2 runs, 4 hits. Orioles have left 4. Royals 1. And you look at Greinke in that last inning and you wonder, is that bases loaded situation in the first going to come back and haunt? Billy Butler lined out to short, first time up, and Butler will foul it away. Butler comes in the 3rd in the league in doubles. He is on fire right now against the Orioles. He's hitting .293, 11 homers and 47 RBIs on the season. Butler in that number 3 spot in this series has had 6 hits and 11 at bats. Here's the 0-1. Slider will miss outside to him. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runner at first base, 1 out. Good crowd on hand tonight. No question Tillman brought out some Oriole fans to watch this debut. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Really got up on top of that pitch, and a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Now that's that changeup, and he has shown a lot of confidence in it here early on. Watch the arm action, fastball arm action, a lot of sink on that pitch, and watch how far out in front Butler is. Ball not even there yet. I mean, that's a great confidence boost for Chris Tillman. Throw a good hitter like Bill Butler a changeup and have him fooled that badly.
A 1 ball, 2 strike count. Bloomquist pretty good lead, not going, and the slider is taken outside.
Well, that's the breaking ball he needs to get over, and so far he's made good pitches with his fastball. He's thrown an exceptional changeup, but he hasn't put that breaking ball into the minds of the hitters yet. He hasn't thrown for a strike, so they discount it.
2 ball, 2 strike count. And that one in the air to right field. Markakis. Runner will go back to the bag. Butler is retired for the 2nd out here in the 3rd inning. The scouting report Dave Schmidt, the O's minor league pitching coordinator, had on the Orioles starter tonight. We talked about the changeup. Schmidt said he's got late life on his fastball. His curve, very good spin. Got a little tighter this year. A quality curve that can be effective against both right and left-handers. And then the changeup, which they really feel, as you've seen already in this game, that he's gotten much better on this year.
Now, late life is an interesting phrase we hear all the time, and what that means is that it'll get into the hitting zone and have a little bit of a finish on it, where it's a live fastball, not a muscle fastball. It just kind of comes in there at a particular speed. But it has movement, it has life, a little acceleration at the end, and it's all caused by a good delivery and good hand action.
Tillman's got 2 down here. Bloomquist had the 1-out single. He's still on at first. Tee and flied out to left. His first time up. And we'll step off and do it again. And that pitch will be taken down low. Two-0 count. Tillman hasn't walked anybody. Has struck out 1. Trying to keep those cleats clean. A little mud gets kicked up with the rain that we had, even with that drying agent that is out there surrounding the pitching area. Runner off first, and the 2-0. Bloomquist going, and that will be foul back. Royals have been running in this series when given the opportunity, trying to create an offense with a team that's last or next to last in almost every offensive category. You wouldn't know that against the Orioles, though. This team's hitting .296 against the Orioles in the first 6 games. They've outscored the O's coming into this one 31-23. 2-ball 1-strike count. Bloomquist back on first. And the delivery, breaking ball way up high, and the count goes to 3-1. Tien with legitimate power from the left side if he gets a hold of one. Good quick toss over.
Yeah, it's a good time for Bloomquist to run. 3-1 count with 2 outs. If Tien can drive a ball to the gap, Bloomquist got a chance to score.
3-1. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. And there were 4 outs. Can you get like the IRS a carryover? So we'll have 1 out? No, you can't do that. 2-2.
I think he's got to get his secondary pitches, especially the second and third time around on the lineup, or they'll just sit one pitch on him. But I like his poise. His direction to the plate is good. His delivery is good. I'd like to see him get the ball down a little bit, get a few more ground balls.
How about the poise of your center fielder?
Oh gosh, he makes it look easy. He's really come a long way. I mean, those of us who have the privilege of watching him from one year to the next, I mean, each and every day he comes out here, he does something a little bit better, and boy, he's going to be a special player, a real special player.
From your perspective, talk about the defensive play, first play of the ball game when he ran down that day Jesus drive to center.
He got a great jump on it, and he went back on it real well. He didn't play the ball into the fence. It was textbook. It was really a textbook play, and obviously, you know, he got Tillman a big out to start the ball game so he could breathe a little bit easier.
Huff at the plate, strikeout victim his first time up. Greinke will take it inside.
Yeah, Greinke's going to strike some people out when he's got 140 some and 20 some walks. He's throwing 96 and breaking balls that are nasty.
Dave, obviously he's one of these starters. First inning, you had a chance, had him on the ropes with the bases loaded there, and I guess you always wonder with a guy like him, is that the one we're going to look back on? He's tough.
Yeah, he is. Hopefully you get another chance. You know, these kind of guys that are special like Greinke, they turn it up a notch themselves as well.
2-2 delivery on the way to Huff, and a ground ball to first. That will be a foul ball. On the offense, Dave, I mean, there you get, and Aubrey Huff is one of them, some of the hitters who are really struggling right now. You've chosen to give the day off today and with the day game tomorrow, maybe just to take their minds a little bit off the offense, as far as BP is concerned.
Oh, we hit inside. We played 11 innings last night. We've struggled. I think sometimes you have to change the routine up. Get guys take their foot off the pedal. I just see guys trying real hard. I mean, trying to force it, really trying to force it. You know, you get a guy in second, let's hit a ground ball, move him over, let's take the walk. You're chasing pitches out of the strike zone. I mean, that's just trying so hard to make it happen all in one at bat. And I think, from my perspective, you see it, you feel it. You try to make some adjustments to help them out.
Dave, here's a guy at the plate in Aubrey Huff who's been a terrific second half hitter going through a tough time right now. And he's a guy that gives you the air of, everything's going to be all right. But you even see him a little frustrated now.
Stayed fit, no? That's the way I look at it, Buck. I mean, these guys are all major league players, but they're all people as well. They're human beings. They have feelings. They care. They have a lot of pride. No one likes to fail. It's tough. It's tough to come in and keep your chin up. You understand it's part of the game. You're happy when it's over. And my feeling is these guys will go through it. They'll be over because they're all proven guys who've done it in the past. And somebody's going to pay. I'm telling you, somebody's going to pay. We're going to come out one of these nights and we're going to put double-digit numbers up, and somebody's going to pay for it.
All right. Skip, we appreciate it. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
Dave Tremblay on our Wired Wednesday, and Aubrey Huff. Is it going to stay fair? No. Way up there. The back of the seats.
Yeah, he hit that ball so hard, it looked like it might not have hooked foul. And he certainly had the distance, and that's kind of the way it's been going for Aubrey the last 3 games. He's really starting to swing the bat much better. He had a bullet line drive at the first baseman last night. This one just missed going out of the yard. Just hooked foul at the last moment.
He is the DH in the ball game tonight. 3-2 delivery by Greinke, and he got him on the off speed. No, fouled off. Just enough. It'll stay at 3-2. Boy, Greinke can do a number on you when he gets the rhythm going.
Yeah, he sure can, and that's a slow breaking ball. Aubrey was just barely able to tick it and stay alive. He got a piece of it at the top half of the baseball, but Greinke can really go back and forth on the velocity.
3-2 delivery again, and a fastball this time. So Aubrey Huff has struck out twice in the ball game. Greinke has 5 Ks.
3 in a row, and this time he goes to the fastball. Missed his location by about 2 feet. Was trying to get that ball inside, but his velocity allows him to make up for those location mistakes.
1 down. Here's Nolan Reimold to draw a walk his first time up, and Reimold will take the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Nolan has continued to pick up the free passes. He's got 26 now, only 39 strikeouts, 10 doubles, 9 homers. Breaking ball again will miss, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike.
And look at the velocity of that curveball, 68 miles an hour from 95 to 68.
1-1 delivery fouled off. The idea is to break up the rhythm of hitters. Greinke can do it.
And that last pitch in the 90s, 94 miles an hour. I mean, it's tough to catch up to a pitch. You sit back, you wait, you get beat by the fastball, then you get out in front and throws to the slow curveball. And those are only 2 of his 4 pitches.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Reimold trying to jump on a fastball, fouls it back. Royals got Greinke tied up with a new 4-year deal that'll take him through 2012. He's only 25 years old. It is his 6th season with the Royals. This is his 165th appearance, 124th start. And Oliva wants to go out and have a substantial talk with Greinke.
You mentioned a 4-year contract, $38 million will take him into 2012, and he's very comfortable in Kansas City, and they have dealt with him very, very effectively. He's had a couple of situations off the field where he had anxiety issues, and they coached him through it, allowed him to get away from the game for a while, brought him back, started him back up at Double-A, and the organization has really stood right next to him through all this, and boy, the rewards have been great for both Greinke and the ball club.
He has such a natural talent. You watch him pitch sometimes, and it almost looks like this. He can do whatever he wants whenever he wants to do it out there. The Orioles tonight have forced him to throw a lot of pitches. 2-2 delivery on the way. Foul back again on his 64th delivery.
Well, Gary, you have seen Pedro Martinez over the years, and he has that same type of smooth delivery and the ability to throw such a wide spectrum of velocities. And I think that was the real asset of Pedro Martinez. He never threw you 2 pitches at the same speed. Everything was all over the map, and hitters just can't gauge it.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and Reimold will foul that one off. Greinke's ability, like Martinez, with that style of pitching, is that he can also throw the put-out pitch away and get a strikeout.
Yeah.
So you got guys whose timing is off, but then you got to have one to alleviate the foul balls forever and be able to get a guy out. And Greinke has now struck out 151, second in the American League. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Reimold. That is what the Orioles are doing tonight, boy. They are fouling him off.
Yeah, they have really forced him to throw a lot of pitches, and that last pitch at 96 miles an hour, his 66th pitch of the night.
One down.
First inning, boy, 35 pitches in the first inning.
2-2 delivery on the way. Reimold will take it outside, and the count goes full, 3-2. Well, Nolan works the count around here. 3-2 with 1 down. He drew the walk the first time up with a same kind of at bat against Greinke. Crowley's got to be mighty happy with these young hitters in particular.
Well, the catcher last night, Matt Wieters, had a career high 4 hits in the game. Nolan Reimold's hitting .291.
3-2 delivery again, and again he fights it off. Going to be at least a 12-pitch at bat.
Now, one thing that Nolan has shown us, he has great strike zone recognition. He doesn't chase an awful lot of bad pitches. That's one thing we see, Gary, with young hitters all the time. They come up. Even last year with Adam Jones, he chased a lot of breaking balls out of the zone.
3-2, and he's gone. Reimold thought he had a walk. Instead, he is the 6th strikeout victim, and that's 4 in a row. Greinke has struck out.
Yeah, that looked like it may have been low. It was a slider, kind of a flat slider designed to be inside, and Reimold had a good look at it and thought it was out of the strike zone. It may have been. Greinke, using every weapon in the arsenal, uses that front door breaking ball for the strikeout.
So Greinke's got 2 down and a chance to strike the side out here. He had 11 strikeouts in July in a game against Oakland. That is the high for him. He had 10 strikeouts in his last start against Texas. He's had double-digit strikeouts in 4 games this season. Olivo going back out, a 2-0 count on Ty Wigginton.
When you have a pitcher like Greinke, he's pretty much his own mentor and guy that he kind of knows what he's doing. He watches a pitch and make adjustments in the course of a game. 6 strikeouts, no groundouts, and a couple of fly balls, and one of those fly balls went out of the ballpark. Adam Jones in the first inning hit the 6th home run that Greinke has allowed all year long.
Wigginton flied out to right his first time up, 2-0 delivery to him. And that's going to be to left field. Will it stay up? Yes, long enough. De Jesus on to make the sliding catch. A 1-2-3 inning. 3 complete. Well, it's turned out to be a nice night.
Face Brad Bergeson is off to a great start, 6-5 in his rookie season.
2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for each team. Orioles have left 4. The Royals 1. Chris Tillman in his major league debut. No walks, couple of strikeouts. Zach Greinke has a walk and 6 strikeouts. Callaspo and Olivo had home runs in the second inning, solo shots. Adam Jones a home run in the first inning, a 2 RBI. And that's been the offense. Strikeout number 3.
Alberto Callaspo got the Royals started in the second inning with 1 out. He goes deep, hits a fastball high above the scoreboard onto the flag court. His 7th home run of the season extends his hitting streak. He's done a good job for Trey Hillman playing at second base. He's been their most consistent hitter all year long. Streak now extended to 11 games.
And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Alberto Callaspo, 304, strong average for him. Callaspo, like Butler, has had outstanding numbers against the Orioles this year, hitting .375. That's his first home run this year against the O's, and his 5th RBI. 1-1 delivery to him. Oh, got it. Right over the dugout. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Tillman worked 96 innings in the minors with that 8-6 record he had this year. 99 strikeouts, only 26 walks. And the delivery's way up high. Count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. He is here to stay, barring some very unexpected performance for the rest of this season. Just missed outside with it, and a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Callaspo with a 3-2.
Well, he's made a lot of quality pitches with his fastball. As you heard from the manager, Dave Tremblay, one thing you'd like to see a little bit more of is his ability to throw that curveball over. He's got a hard, tight-breaking curveball, but so far he's not thrown it very effectively except for the strikeout of Mark T, and that was the best one he's thrown all night.
3-2 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be fouled away.
You know, the process of being a successful starting pitcher in the major leagues is first and foremost you have to command your fastball. Then the second pitch in my mind is a changeup, because you can pitch with a fastball changeup. Now you bring the curveball into the mix, and the final piece of the puzzle is a little late movement on your fastball.
3-2 delivery again, and again it's fouled off.
Just think about a guy like Roy Halladay who cuts his fastball, sinks his fastball, throws a changeup and a very tight breaking curveball.
And Roy Halladay lost today. His record 11-4. Seattle beat Toronto 3-2. Will it be his last game for Toronto? Towering pop up first base. Wiggins it. Callaspo is retired. 2 down here in the 4th inning.
Now, Roy Halladay did start for the Blue Jays, and there was that artificial deadline of July 28th. The general manager in Toronto put that up. They still have the ability to trade him until 4 p.m. on Friday, and that would be without requiring waivers. There still is that possibility, but one of the big suitors, the Philadelphia Phillies, today landed a Cy Young Award winner of their own in Cliff Lee from the Indians.
Here is Mike Jacobs up. The off-speed pitch. There's that changeup, and it is a good one. 1 strike count, 2 down. Jacobs hitting at just .216. Tough season, and the average numbers for him. The power numbers: 13 homers, 33 RBIs. Tillman trying to retire the side in order. He did that in the 1st inning. Way up high, Zahn up to get it. Angels beat Cleveland today by a score of 9-3. John Lackey got his 7th win. He's 7-4 in the year now. The Cubs whitewashed Houston 12-0. Mike Hampton gave up 9 runs and 8 hits in 4 innings, including a 6-run 1st inning against the Cubs. 1-1 delivery on the way. A towering fly ball to right field. That is going to be way back, and that is gone. And another shot, the likes of Callaspo. Right where Callaspo hit his in the 2nd inning. Jacobs gets his, and a 3-2 KC lead.
th of the season. Jacobs, the 3rd solo home run, and that's a breaking ball. It just kind of spun out over the plate. You can see how he times and gets great extension. That's a classic home run hitter swing right there, and that breaking ball just sat on a tee out over the plate.
So Kansas City using the long ball here to get the 3-2 lead in the ball game. Their 5th hit, and 3 of them have been home runs. Blomquist has a single. Meyer has a double. And they have been towering fly balls to right field, hit by Callaspo and Jacobs. Olivo, the other home run, he got one just far enough out into left field to make the seats. 2 down, and that'll be taken up high.
Well, 2nd inning, Olivo hitting with 2 outs. Well, there's Callaspo, and then Olivo hit a high fastball into the seats in left field. Can't really throw him anything upstairs. There's a fine line between the one that's too high for him and then that letter high fastball that he can get on top of.
2-0 count. 2 down. Olivo fouls it off. For Tillman, home run wise, his home runs per 9 innings had come down. This season it was .47 per 9 innings. So really only a home run every other game. Given up prior seasons as much as a home run a ball game back in 07 when he started at A ball. He cut that down in the second half of the 07 season. And then last year, .66 home runs per 9 innings. So the home run ball has never really been a big problem.
No, I mean, he's got great stuff. When you think about his overall dominance in the minor leagues, you just look at his ERA, 2.54 for his career.
2-2 will miss, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Olivo.
But that learning curve you just related to, the minor league learning curve, how he got better and better in minor leagues, you're going to have the same type of adjustment in the big leagues.
3-2, 2 down. In the air, not deep, right field. And Nick Markakis will put it away. But the home run by Jacobs has given Kansas City the lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-2. And a 3-2 Royals lead for the moment as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. These have been very tough ball games. All 3 of these now. 5-3 KC win in the first one, an extra inning, 4-3 win last night. 41-minute rain delay to get this ball game started, and now another 1-run game underway. Melvin Mora. That'll be chopped off in a foul ball. Melvin in the ball game, hit by a pitch.
Excuse me, Gary. That was the same type of ground ball that led to the winning run for Kansas City last night in the 11th inning. Mark Tien hit a little dribbler up the first base line and hugged the foul line and stayed in fair territory. He would come around to score on the double by John Buck.
Melvin has faced Greinke in a 1-for-12 clip lifetime. Zahn and his tourists will follow. Talk about the tight games. The Orioles, 7 of their last 8 losses have been by 1 or 2 runs. And that pitch will be taken inside. And the Orioles lost last night, one of those where they had the lead late in the ball game. Only the 3rd time the O's have lost a game leading after 7. Dave Tremblay's club has had some real frustrating games since the All-Star break. 1-1 delivery on the way. That breaking ball is outside to him. 2-1.
Well, so far in this series, they have been just 3 for 18 prior to tonight's game with runners in scoring position, and they had stranded 19 base runners into play tonight. 4 more so far in this game. Too many opportunities by the wayside.
Fouled away and a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Against Kansas City in the first 2 games, the Orioles were 3 for 18 with runners in scoring position and left 19 on base. Well, it's not as though the O's haven't had the chance, and now you face Greinke. I mean, Bannister last night's no cushion ride. He was non-decision. Melvin Mora, the inside-out pop-up to first base. Butler's got it in fair territory, and Mora is retired. 1 away. There's that record over the last 8, averaging only 3 runs per game. Even though they've out-hit opponents by a 71-70 margin, you get them on, but they've not been able to get them in.
Yeah, you can see the batting average of runners in scoring position at 157, and that was a real strength of this club. They were among the leaders in baseball in the season, first 2 months of the season, hitting over 300 as a club. So it's been a precipitous fall off here in this last month of the season.
0-1 count. Greg's on. Inside to him. 1-1. The Orioles still are near the top in the American League with a 291 average with runners in scoring position. At a point in the season, obviously, we have had so many at bats, it takes a real decline in order to drop the season number. 1-1 delivered. That's why when Dave Turnblad, we talked to him earlier this season about how he measures opposing teams and his own team. He does it in 10-game segments. He takes a look at 10 games. Now, I don't know, what starting or ending point is for that, but that's how he takes a look to see how people are doing. Pitches taken inside, because at this point, season numbers can be very misleading at times, especially with opponent teams. If you want to know who on that ball club is hot, the season numbers may say one thing, but the last 10 days may tell you a whole different story.
Yeah, and that's why players' logs are important.
Got a hold of that one to right field. Zahn drives it deep. Bloomquist is back, says he has room, and he does. 2 down.
Now you can see a player's trend by going back to the stat sheet, looking at the log, how he has played over the last 10 games will give you the most accurate evaluation of just exactly who's hot and who's not.
2 away is Torres, a single. His first time up, as Torres has a 4-game hit streak now, including a 5 for 10 in this series against Kansas City. Greinke delivers to him, and that'll be popped up down the line and left. And a great effort made by DeJesus. He had a long way to go.
Yeah, you don't mind sliding on the grass as it's been raining here, but then you get to that rubberized warning track. You're never really sure how you're going to react, but it too is wet, and you can see he had a very gentle slide to a stop.
He's smiling when he got up, so he's okay.
That stuff can really grab you if it's dry.
Oh, 2 count on his Torres. 0-2 count, 3-2 ball game. Royals leading it by 1. They are hitting the O's 5-4. Delivery on the way is Torres. That'll be taken down low. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Orioles have the Red Sox coming in after the day game tomorrow for 3 ball games. Friday and Saturday nights. And Sunday afternoon. Jeremy Guthrie and John Smoltz on Friday. David Hernandez, Josh Beckett on Saturday. Jason Birkin and Clay Buchholz on Sunday. Two will be fouled away and will hold the count. Red Sox and the Yankees battling for first place, each losing in the ball game last night. Yankees have the 2.5 game edge. Tampa Bay finds themselves 6.5 out. 2-2 delivery on the way as Torres will foul that one back. Philadelphia continues to be one of the hot teams in baseball. They've got a 4-game win streak going right now, 8 of the last 10, and a 7-game lead over Florida, 8 over Atlanta, and the Mets are 10.5 games out. 2-2 delivery on the way as Torres a chopper. That is a fair ball. Butler on the bag and a 1-2-3 inning. It's going to be 3 1-2-3 innings recorded in a row now by Greinke.
Curveball, deep center field, number 15. Ryan Bannister, first inning, cut fastball, deep to left field, number 16. Right here, Zach Greinke tonight, first inning again. 2-run home run for Adam Jones, number 16.
And those are the 2 runs for the Orioles as Chris Tillman has given up the homers to Cayespo, Jacobs, and Olivo.
I shortchanged him, number 17 tonight off of Zach Greinke, but boy, has he been squaring it up.
Problem for the Orioles is first inning ends it.
Yeah, and that's a real problem, especially against guys like Zach Greinke. You've got to continue to expand your lead and take advantage of those opportunities. They haven't had an opportunity now in 3 straight innings. After a leadoff hit in the second, Greinke has retired 9 straight.
A 2-ball, 1-strike count. Mitch Meyer making the start in center field, doubled his first time up. Meyer will foul that one away. Meyer just turning 27. He was a first-round 30th overall pick in the 2003 draft out of South Lyon, Michigan. Played college baseball, University of Toledo. 2-2 delivery on the way. And didn't miss by much, but did. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Meyer, Betancourt, and DeJesus at the top of the order. Here's the 3-2. Be no play on that. Meyer with only 104 at-bats at the major league level prior to this season, and he'd had 6 professional seasons prior to this year. Another player they're taking a look at, he came up when Jose Guillen was placed on the DL on July 16. Here's the 3-2 delivery. Meyer, that one's all the way to the backstop. There is the first walk surrendered by Chris Tillman. More dates have been announced to enjoy Baltimore's hottest new address, 2110 Utah, presented by First Fidelity Mortgage. August 15. Join Nick Markakis, Adam Jones in the new fan club section for just $21. You get a reserved Utah Street bleacher seat, an exclusive I Live at 2110 Utah Street t-shirt. Tickets for the 15th of August are available now. 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com. It's too bad Adam didn't enjoy life. That ball down the line, and right will go foul. Yuniesky Betancourt at the plate.
You know, you love to see young people enjoying what they do, and I don't think anybody enjoys playing as much as Adam. He works hard at it, but he also has fun.
I don't know what he's doing out there.
I don't know who he's talking to.
He's not talking to anybody. That's the scary part. 0-1 count. And Betancourt, a ground ball to second base. Brian Roberts, his Taurus, throw over to first. Two down.
Good bounce back as he raced that leadoff walk for the double play. Hit the ground ball, and now he's looking at the potential of having a 1-2-3 fifth inning here.
Matt Albers in the bullpen. Top of the order to Jesus. Has flied out twice. He is 0 for 6. De Jesus at 255 now. And he will take the pitch down low for a ball. 85 pitches thrown by Chris Tillman, the 21-year-old, in his major league debut. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Foul back.
And the interesting thing for Chris Tillman, he's only allowed 5 hits, but 3 of those have been home runs. He really hasn't had the ability to throw many breaking balls tonight. So that's kind of an encouraging aspect of his performance. He's only walked 1 batter, as Gary mentioned, so he's been around the plate all night long.
1-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit into right field. De Jesus getting it. The other thing tonight, Buck, is that we talk about fly ball, ground ball pitchers. It has been all fly balls in this ball game tonight. That ground ball double play, really, that's the only ground ball that he has had for an out tonight. Everything else has been in the air. So it's 9 fly ball outs in this game.
Yeah, and that can be a good thing. You remember David Hernandez on Sunday in Boston through 7 innings had 17 fly ball outs.
You can be a fly ball pitcher. You just got to keep that fly ball at the biggest part of the yard.
Yeah. Hernandez and Tillman are much different pitchers in that Hernandez has that late life upstairs where he has guys hit underneath the ball, get the bottom half of it, and hit it straight up to shoot.
Willie Bloomquist chased one up high for a strike. Bloomquist a single, and he is flied out. He's had a very good series against the Orioles with 6 hits in 11 at bats.
Tillman might be getting near empty on the gas tank with everything he's been through today, the emotions, the adrenaline, the rain delay.
0-1 count. Runner at first base to Jesus. Off speed, will miss up high.
That's another indication he's not driving through his pitches now here in the 5th inning.
And those pitches are coming up in the, not in the strike zone, up above the strike zone. That can always be dangerous. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Just a 1-run lead for the Royals here in the 5th. Slider's going to miss outside.
When a pitcher starts to get to the end of his rope, his legs kind of go out on him. You can't really drive through your delivery as effectively. And you see recoil a little bit over that pitch and pulled it out of the zone. But he's had a lot to deal with today. The emotions of making his first major league start, standing on the field and then being waved off because of the rain delay.
2 ball, 1 strike. Runner goes. Swung on and foul back. Big jump for De Jesus. As soon as Tillman didn't look over, De Jesus took advantage of it and took off.
Yeah, man, you know, talking about Tillman, that's why I'm not a big proponent of hard and fast pitch counts, because every game is different. The weather obviously is different, the emotions, the score is different, the lineup, the atmosphere you're playing in, and I don't think you can just say 100 pitches, he should be tired. But you could be breezing along and throw 125 and be as fresh as you will when you throw 60.
2-2 delivery, foul back again. two terms this year that we've heard a lot, and every year there are terms that aren't necessarily new that come into the fore in Major League Baseball. Command of the fastball has been just everywhere this year. And the other one has been let the hitters tell you when the pitcher is ready to come out of the game. Just watch what's going on at the plate. Never mind the pitch count. Bloomquist with a 2-2, runner at first, not going. And another foul ball. Obviously, Dave Tremblay would like to see Tillman be able to get the 5 innings in, and then if the Orioles could get something in the next half inning, it would be to Tillman's benefit, even if he is coming out of the game, and would give him a chance at a W in his Major League debut. Oriole bullpen has been ready for the last 2 innings. A 2-ball, 2-strike count on Bloomquist. DeJesus running. That one to center. Jones over. Base hit. DeJesus on his way to third. So the corners are covered here in the 5th inning. With 2 down on the second hit of the ball game for Bloomquist.
Pretty good pitch right there as he finally got that fastball down. DeJesus takes a peek toward the hitter, sees the ball into center field with 2 outs, no concern whatsoever. Now he's going to pick up his coach to make sure Jones gets it back in a timely fashion, and that might be the end of it for Chris Tillman.
Wanted to get him through the inning. Does not want to give up any more runs. Signal has been given to the bullpen. And we'll let you listen to the fans as Tillman leaves. Family on hand, mom and dad coming in from California. Three-run, 7 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts, responsible for the 2 Kansas City base runners.
Yeah, he's got that one under his belt. 3 home runs led to his undoing, and pitch count got to a point where his pitches were creeping up in the zone. So Dave Tremblay says, you know what, let's see if we can't save these runners on base. Turn it over to Matt Albers, see if he can't get a quick out here.
So Albers up, and obviously potentially big runs out there. And here's Butler 0 for 2. He is lined out and flied out. Butler, a hard ground ball to short as Torres will go for the force. Gets it. 1 pitch, and the final out recorded. No runs, couple of hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. Kansas City remains up by 1.
movements this week. Nobody knew he was injured, and it seemed that he and Dave Tremblay weren't on the same page as far as information.
Exactly. A couple nights ago after his start, he mentioned that he had tendonitis in his shoulder he's been dealing with all year. Now today, before the game, he told a small group of reporters he actually has like a small tear in his shoulder, and that's why he's been struggling in his labrum. Well, that was news to Dave Tremblay now for 2 straight times that he's given an interview with the media that he didn't know about this. Apparently, the injury report's not showing anything about the labrum. We have to assume. So Dave is going to go ahead and talk with the medical staff. We're assuming that Rich will go and have an arthrogram where they inject dye near the shoulder and see if a tear shows up on an MRI. So it could be something very small, just normal wear and tear he's been dealing with, because you think the club would know about it. But that is a kind of a controversy. At this point, 15-day DL. I wouldn't be surprised if he's transferred to the 60 to make room on the 40-man roster later. Maybe they start over with him this winter and try and work on his mechanics.
All right, we'll see what happens. Thanks so much. Check out School of Rock at MassonSports.com. Thanks, Rock.
Thank you.
All right, Gary Buck.
Amber, thank you very much. That's the man who got to be one of the judges at the cook-off.
We're jealous.
And we are very jealous, and we let him know that.
Yeah. Free food. Anytime there's free food, we'll sign up.
And as a judge, you're supposed to sample the food, not gorge yourself with it.
Yeah, he asked for a second helping.
He did. We wouldn't have done that. There are the numbers, Zach Greinke. You can see as you go along with this veteran pitcher, the numbers go the unusual way.
Yeah, and this is the aspect of his experience. Although he's a young guy, he's pitching the big leagues for a while now, where he can read what hitters are doing and find out if they're on a particular pitch and make the appropriate adjustments.
The Orioles get that leadoff walk that generally means you get a run in the inning. We'll see. The only other walk came to Reimold. That was back in the first inning. 9 in a row had been retired by Greinke prior to Brian Roberts getting on. Jones delivered the home run, 17th, 2 RBIs, first inning. Roberts was on then as Brian led the first inning for the Orioles off with a single. The 0-1 delivery will be foul back. Greinke has 2 walks and 6 strikeouts and a hit batter in the game.
In case you're thinking about the possibility of a Brian Roberts steal here, Greinke has been on the mound when 6 of the 8 base steal attempts have been gunned down. He unloads quickly. He manages the running game very effectively. He's quick to first.
And Olivo's thrown out 32%. That is not his best move as he kind of lobs one over. Not a big lead for Brian. Oh, 2 count. Slider outside. Teams, understandably, with Jones, continue to want to see if he will bite on that slider, that pitch that's just outside the strike zone. And more he lays off that. The Orioles outfield, second only to the Angels in RBIs for outfields in the American League. 1-2 delivery on the way. Good pitch and got him. So Greinke has 7 strikeouts. 2 have come against Jones.
They throw him a slow breaking ball. This is a curveball with a lot more depth. Actually, it might have been a little tighter slider, but you can see how Adam didn't pick up on the fact that it was out of the strike zone. Greinke threw it very well in a good location. You know, with Markakis hitting, you talk about the production of the outfield. I think the interesting thing is they're second to the Angels, but the experience level is a wide gap. You're talking Abreu and Hunter and Guerrero and Juan Rivera in that outfield.
One of the most veteran outfields in baseball for the Angels.
And that's why it's so encouraging what these 3 young outfielders are doing. And the fact they're only going to get better. And they, like the young pitchers on this team, are going to have a friendly competition and go push one another. They do that already with the outfield assists.
Nick Markakis, the leader in that department with 11 in the American League. Greinke will step off. Markakis the double, and he is struck out. 3 for 9 with a home run against Greinke. And he will pop that one up third base. 10. 2 down.
Brian Roberts had tagged. He saw it was going to be a routine catch by Tien, and then he just kind of jogged off the bag. Mark Tien had his eye on him, never really turned the ball loose until he jogged back onto the dirt.
And that will bring up Aubrey Huff. Runner on at first base, and now there are 2 down. Aubrey has struck out twice in this ball game against Kansas City this year, hitting just under 300 with a home run and a couple of RBIs. And the inside corner strike. Aubrey has not had an RBI now in the last 9 games, and only 2 RBIs in the last 17. That's one of the problems why that runner in scoring position number is the way it is. And the guys in the middle, Luke Scott, who's not playing tonight, he is struggling. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Aubrey Huff will take that the other way. De Jesus. He's got it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a base runner left on. Camden Yards, 5 complete. Kansas City up by 1. Advance. Gary Thorne, Buck Martinez, and Amber Theo Harris, Camden Yards. The Orioles on the homestand, losing the first 2 to Kansas City and trailing in this one 3-2. Royals about hit them 7-4 with 3 of those 7 hits home runs. And a slow tapper down to first base. Ty Wigginton's got it, makes the pitch. Alvarez over to cover. Mark Teahan's retired. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 6th inning. Callaspo and Jacobs due up for KC. 12:35 start time tomorrow. A day game. If you'll get out and see the O's here at Camden Yards tomorrow. Brad Bergeson, we're looking for his 7th. He is 6-5. Luke O'Shaver 6-3. Callaspo will take the pitch inside for a ball. O's Extra will be on at noon tomorrow. And we will have HD coverage. Here's the 1-0 delivery. A breaking ball in there for a strike. It goes to 1-1. Matt Alvarez came on, threw only 1 pitch to get the final out in the 5th inning, and 1 pitch to get the first out in the 6th.
Yeah, the Orioles bullpen, 4 relievers pitched in the game last night as they played 11 innings.
Second base, Brian Roberts. Alvarez against Kansas City this season, only the 1 game. He took the loss the other night, inning and a third, a run and a hit. Gets a comeback chance against him here in game number 3. 2 down and nobody on. Monday night against KC. 1 1/3 inning. Here's Mike Jacobs. Jacobs delivered the long ball in his last at bat, his 14th home run of the season. He and Callaspo have launched shots to right field off the start of Chris Tillman. Olivo had the one that just made it to the seats and left. Oh, 1 count. And every time Jacobs hits one of those home runs, Kansas City will continue to hope, because they really think he can be an outstanding major league hitter and clearly has the power. He's trying to find a way to cut down on the strikeouts and get other kinds of hits. 1-1 delivery on the way. Albers with a 2-ball 1-strike count.
Jacobs originally came through the Mets system, went down to Florida with the Marlins, and really kind of developed his power stroke down there. Kansas City's a big ballpark, and certainly it takes a while to adjust to the American League as well, but he's a guy that's got a lot of power potential.
Interesting that Kansas City's batting average is better at home in that big yard, 262 opposed to 240 on the road, so they take advantage of the outfield space for base hits.
Over the years, Trey Hillman understands the history of the franchise, that they've always been a line drive speed kind of ball club.
Towering pop up. The shortstop is Turris out looking for help. Reimold coming in says, I've got it. And he does. A 1-2-3 inning for Albers. It remains Kansas City 3, Baltimore 2.
The decisive home run, the go-ahead home run in this ball game. That came in the 4th inning with 2 aboard. Chris Tillman pitched in his major league debut 4 2/3 innings. He allowed 3 earned runs. All 3 of those earned runs via the home run. Callaspo, Olivo, and Jacobs, and Adam Jones. 3rd straight game with a home run, all coming in the 1st inning of the ball game.
And the Orioles down a run, bottom of the 6th inning. Fooled him with that one. And Reimold will be retired. Callaspo hauls it in. Reimold with an 0 for 2 and a walk in the game. 1 down in the 6th. Greinke is used to these kinds of games. He is coming into this game. The Kansas City Royals have scored 8 runs in his last 6 starts. 8 runs, 6 starts. So this is an explosion of offense for him.
That's not very many.
No,
not very many at all. So that's why he has to have a 2.00 or 2.04 ERA coming into this game.
That's right.
Now, but the thing is, he is so good at utilizing all his pitches. That first pitch he threw to Nolan Reimold was a front door breaking ball that jammed Reimold.
Ty Wigginton. He has flied out twice. Jamie Wright, Robinson Tejeda, both of whom have appeared in this series, and effectively so.
9 innings of scoreless relief for a bullpen that has been much maligned all year long. They have really thrown the ball well here against the Orioles.
Wigginton chops that one literally off the plate. That is a fair ball and a base hit. Ty Wigginton beats one out. The classic Baltimore chop.
Boy, with 2 strikes, Wigginton just defending the strike zone, protecting the plate, hits it right off the plate. High bounding ball, teeing on the run, nowhere nearly in time to get Wigginton. Boy, Ty got out of the batter's box in a hurry as he heard that ball hit right on the plate and go up in the air.
Teeing all he could do with that. That's one of those where the hang time, you think it's 10 years if you're the person on defense. Only one away, Melvin Mora. Mora has been hit by a pitch and he has popped out. Orioles trying to get one back. That is lined and it is foul.
And dropped by that fan. He had it played perfectly, had it in his hands, and just dropped it. Melvin looking inside that time, got the inside fastball, but Greinke threw it in the spot that Melvin could only pull it foul. And now you got to believe that Greinke's going to come with an off-speed pitch to the outer half of the plate as Melvin was guessing inside.
Melvin 1 for 13 off Greinke. 0-1 delivery to him. That one in the air, left center field. To Jesus over, and he's got it. Runner tagging, but has to go back. Wigginton back to first base. And there are 2 down. Join the Oriole Wives, WJZ TV, and the Oriole Advocates. It is the 23rd annual Orioles Reach Food Drive coming up this weekend with the Red Sox in town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Representatives are going to be at each gate to collect donations. It'll help the area soup kitchens, food pantries, emergency shelters. 888-848-BIRD or go to Orioles.com for info. That's all weekend with the Red Sox in town. Bring non-perishable items to donate or cash. And a strike taken. Zahn has struck out and flied out. Runner at first, 2 away. Orioles left the bases loaded in the first inning. Since then, they've not had a runner in scoring position and have had only 2 left on. Singles. Greinke with the 0-1.
Well, we talk about it often, Gary. When you go up against the premier pitchers, they may give you an opportunity once a ball game. And if you don't kick the door in completely, you may regret it. And that's what happened in the first inning. Jones hits a 2-run home run. They had the bases loaded and couldn't cash in.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. You were talking about the bullpen, Buck. This bullpen of Kansas City, which has been last in ERA in the American League, or next to it most of the year, against the Orioles, the bullpen's 3-0 this year with a 1.21 earned run average. Against every other team, not even close to those numbers for the pen as to what they've done against the Orioles, and they've done that in this series.
That's Joakim Soria, their very fine all-star closer that has had another good year. But they have really coughed up some leads here lately. They had that extended losing streak, and the bullpen was the majority of the problem. Starters have been fairly consistent all year long, even though they have Gil Mesh on the disabled list with back issues.
Greinke's numbers. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. Zahn off his foot. 2 ball, 2 strike count. You look at Greinke's, one of the numbers that just jumps out at you is the pitch count. Almost every game he is over 100 and generally up 112, 115, 117. In that range of pitches thrown in almost every start. He's got 5 complete games and 2 shutouts. Zahn will take it outside. A 3 ball, 2 strike count with 2 away. That will send Wigginton on the fly on the pitch from first. Butler will back up behind him. Zahn looking for his first career hit off Zach Greinke. He is 0 for 8. Here's the 3-2.
Well, you mentioned the pitch count for Zach Greinke, and he has such a good delivery that there's not an awful lot of awkward throws. He's always in balance. He's always in control. And I think that's why you discounted Bobby McClure, longtime pitcher himself with an outstanding major league career. Takes a lot of pride in keeping his pitchers healthy and making sure their mechanics are sound.
3-2, runner going. Got jammed on that one. Butler will take it to the bag himself and will get the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Kansas City up by 1.
Freddie Sanchez from the Pirates in exchange for some minor leaguers. The Mariners get shortstop Jack Wilson and pitcher Ian Snell from the Pirates. The Pirates get shortstop Rodney Cedeno, catcher Jeff Clement, and 3 minor leaguers in exchange. So the Pirates wheeling and dealing today, Gary.
Yeah, Buck and I were talking about that, Amber. It's for Pirate fans, it's just what a disaster. They've traded away an entire starting team over the last couple of years of some pretty good players. Olivo.
Yeah, you go back to last year, Jason Bay and Xavier Nady were traded last year. Then this year, Nate McLeod, Nigel Morgan, and Freddie Sanchez and Jack Wilson. Adam LaRoche, the first baseman, 3/4 of their infield was dealt. 2 of their outfielders. And you just have to wonder, if you're a Pirates fan, why would you support it? They continue to show that they're not going to keep their younger players. To their credit, they did try to re-sign Wilson and Sanchez, and both of them didn't want to have an extension. But why would you sign when they continue to trade all their players off? Nate McLeod was signed to a very good contract, and it was a very manageable contract for the next 3 years.
Olivo, that one skips. I believe now this is the 15th consecutive losing season for Pittsburgh, I think.
Goes back to 92. 93, because Jimmy Leland was there.
Yeah. The Orioles, obviously, a long losing streak as well, but there is some light at the end of the tunnel for Pittsburgh. The light keeps going out. Swung on a miss. Throw will have to be made. And get the out. Olivo's retired. Albers gets the strikeout. Visit Orioles.com right now to register for one of the upcoming Orioles baseball summer camps for boys and girls, 7 to 16, 4-day programs. Professional instructors give away free tickets. Current and former O's will be there, including Ty Wigginton at Hereford High School on Saturday. And a new camp at Park School in Baltimore begins on August 10. And the campers are also going to get a chance to play at Oriole Park later this season. Details, Orioles.com. Lined in the left field for a base hit. Mitch Meyer will make the big turn. He's going to go to second. Never hesitated. Throw. Reimold not in time. Meyer came out of there like the proverbial shot out of the cannon, and he had no intention of slowing down till he got to second base.
Second double of the night. He's been on base 3 times tonight. He had a walk in the 5th, a double in the 2nd. Now his second double here in the 7th with an out. Holman Rimo comes up firing, but is not nearly in time to get to sliding Meyer. He had second base on his mind the moment he hit it.
Runner at second base. That is a very big potential run. Down to third. Melvin Mora got it. Or it got him. Either way, it's an out.
Had him all the way. Breaking ball that was hit right on the button. Betancourt hit a bullet right at the glove side of Melvin Mora and rocked him to his heels.
2 down. Big out. 2 away now. Albers working his second full inning. First hit off him. The Meyer double. He's out there at second base. Matt will face the top of the order. DeJesus up against him. Kansas City 1-run lead. And the pitch will be taken away for a ball. Chris Tillman in his major league debut, 3 runs, 7 hits, 4 2/3. A walk and a couple of strikeouts, 3 home runs, all solo shots. Cayasco, Jacobs, and Olivo accounting for the Kansas City runs. And that misses 2-0.
One thing that won't happen tonight, Chris Tillman will not win his major league debut, as 4 other rookies have this year for the Orioles. But he will be back out there again.
David Hernandez, one of those who did just that, winning his major league debut. Here's the 2-0 delivery on the way. That breaking ball is in there for a strike. 2-1 to DeJesus.
Yeah, Koji Uehara, David Hernandez, Jason Burke, and Brad Bergeson all won their major league debuts. Kind of an interesting stretch. Amber Theo Harris told us about the record way back in the 1800s. A team had 6, the Chicago Ball Club.
2-1 delivery on the way. Swung on and missed. You saw Bergeson charting. Used to be that every starting pitcher for the next day would chart the game before, just to become familiar with what was being thrown and focus on the hitters. It's not as common today. Still done, but not every starting pitcher does that anymore. 2-ball, 2-strike count. DeJesus 1 for 3 with a single. Runner at second. 2-2 delivery, chop foul.
Now that charting is a little different than a normal baseball scorebook in that you have all of the pitches and you total the pitch count at the end of every at bat. First pitch, second pitch, put in the type of pitch it is, and then if the ball is put into play, you plot out the direction of the base hit. Looks like he's made a couple of mistakes. There's no erasing on the chart, Brad.
He is focused. I mean, precise. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and strike 3 call. Got him. Runner left on at second base. Kansas City up by 1. 7th inning stretch time. Brought to you by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey. Please drink. Much of the publicity is the fact the Orioles offense, which had been so good virtually all of the season, here in July, such a struggle and continuing in these one-run ball games.
Yeah, in the one-run ball games, and not because they haven't gotten any hits, it's because they haven't gotten any key hits, and they've not hit well with runners in scoring position. Again tonight, they've had Zach Greinke on the ropes. First inning, left the bases loaded, and after that, Zinke really zeroed in and got his command down. The good news is Greinke's now out of the game as they've gone to the bullpen, and Robinson Tejeda has come into this ball game.
So the Orioles will get a shot at this bullpen, which overall, as we said, has not been very good. But he put on an impressive performance in this series. And this is his 20th game. The numbers overall in the year are not good. But he came on and gave them 4 solid innings in the first game, 3 solid innings, and gave up only 1 hit, had a strikeout in a very strong performance and got the win. Greinke on the bench now will watch to see if he gets the win in this game. And the pitch taken for a strike is Torres.
Well, the big thing about Tejeda's performance over those 3 innings is the fact he only threw 25 pitches. He gave up a leadoff base hit to this man Cesar Astures, and then Astures was erased, caught stealing. Then he retired the next 8 straight batters. So he had a very efficient outing here to set the tone. And see, he's got pretty good stuff. Fastball at 96 miles an hour. Very good changeup and a slider.
Tejeda with a 1-ball 1-strike count. As Torres a single. He is grounded out. And will take the pitch inside for a ball. This bullpen of the Royals is ranked next to last in ERA. They've given up the 2nd most walks as a bullpen on the season. Well, the Orioles will see if they can't take advantage of some of that here and come back in this game as we are in the 7th inning. 2-ball 1-strike delivery as Torres takes it up high, 3-1.
Well, you called it, Gary. Walk is just what this team needs right now. Get Astures on base and turn the lineup over. Bring the leadoff hitter to the plate.
Brian Roberts and then Adam Jones are due up in the inning. Three-1 delivery as Torres takes it, and he is on. So the Orioles get exactly what they wanted here in the bottom of the 7th. A leadoff walk. Greinke gave up only a couple of those while striking out 7. And here's Brian Roberts. He has singled and scored, flied out and won. Tejeda's got the 3rd baseman, Martin, in. Okay, Brian Roberts gets the advantage there. And Tejeda will step off. Now the Orioles will try and do what Kansas City did to them last night. That's have a late rally to get a W. Way up high, and the count goes to 1-0. Tejeda's numbers with runners on not good. 273 with runners on, 190 with the bases empty. And Bob McClure is coming out immediately as this does not look like the same reliever we saw in the ball game a couple of nights ago.
No, and Bob McClure wasn't going to allow him to throw another pitch till they talked about it, because he walked the leadoff batter and he's fallen behind Brian Roberts with a ball well out of the strike zone. Come out here and just remind a pitcher, hey, you got to lead with your hand, get that ball out in front of you and get it down. John Bale, the left-hander, who formerly pitched here in Baltimore, came out of the Blue Jays system.
Discussion ended. Brian Roberts, 3rd in runs, 1st in doubles. 280 batting average on the year. Runner at first off. Here's the 1-0 delivery. And that is in their first strike, 1-1. Starters have taken Kansas City deep in the ball game, so while the bullpen has bad numbers, it's not because they've had to necessarily work a lot of innings. It's just that they've been ineffective.
Yeah, and they haven't had real consistency ahead of Joakim Soria. anybody in the 7th and 8th inning to come out, just kind of give him those 1, 2, 3 innings.
Tejeda with a 1-1. Roberts takes it. It's inside. 2-1. Greinke a couple of runs on 5 hits over the 6 innings worked. A chance to win his 11th game if the bullpen of Kansas City can get it done. The Orioles trying to win one late as Torres with a leadoff walk at first. Tejeda 2-1. Roberts takes it outside.
Well, you picked up on him right away, Gary. This is not the same pitcher we saw 2 nights ago when he came in and fired bullets.
He was aggressive and attacked.
Yep.
Tonight he's kind of flirting around the plate, hoping the Orioles' first 2 hitters at least will swing at pitches that are not strikes. They haven't. 3 ball, 1 strikeout on Roberts. There goes the base runner. Roberts fouls it back and may have chased ball 4. 3 ball, 2 strike count.
The interesting thing about the difference in this game tonight and that game on Monday, Tejeda came in with his club behind. Now he's trying to protect the 1-run lead for Zach Greinke. And everybody knows how well Greinke has pitched and how many games have been blown.
A little different, isn't it?
Yeah.
3-2. See if his Torres takes off.
You know, that's one thing I always paid attention to when I was a player and a manager, is thinking about where pitchers are having success. Second division closers find it very difficult to move to a pennant contender and fill the same role because the games are much more impactful.
3-2, runner going, and he walked him. So Tejeda has walked the first 2 Orioles here in the 7th inning.
A very tentative approach throughout this at bat by Robinson Tejeda. Missed badly. That brought the pitching coach out. He gets a strike after the visit, then misses with another fastball away. 3-1 upstairs, fouled back. Not even close. Walked it.
And that's going to be that. Trey Hellman. Comes out of the bullpen, 2 on and nobody out, and Adam Jones will face him first.
Now, Adam Jones has had quite a series here as he has really been able to get up early. Home run in each of the first 3 innings. He's the 3rd Oriole to homer in 3 straight games this year. Luke Scott and Nolan Reimold. And the home run has come early and often for Adam Jones. Each of these 3 games he's homered in the first inning. Unfortunately, he's not been able to maintain anything after that. Those are his only hits in the series. First inning home runs in 3 straight games, but nothing after it.
3 for 11 in the series. You wonder why the left-hander Bale is on. The numbers say he is 216 left-handers against him. Right-handers 324. Well, he faces Jones. He has given up just a couple of home runs, one each side of the plate. And the breaking ball is inside, ball 1.
Jones grounded out against Bale in the 7th inning in last night's game. Bale came on to face Brian Roberts, a switch hitter who doubled to center. Then Jones hit a grounder. Aubrey Huff walked, and Markakis flied out to right, and that was the end of the appearance for Bale.
1-0 delivery. Jones takes it to right field in the corner. Bloomquist there looking, and off the top of the wall. 1 run will score. Roberts at third is coming. Here's the throw to second. Nobody there. Roberts back to third. It is a tie game. Just missed the home run as he gets the RBI double to tie this game up.
Boy, he stayed on that pitch away very well and drove it to the opposite field. It just had a lot of carry. 19th double of the season, and watch how he drives this ball high and deep to right. Willie Bloomquist went back on the warning track, recognized it was going to hit up on the wall, peeled back, and the ball bounced down into that corner. Brian Roberts had headed all the way around third. He got the late stop sign, so they score 1 run as Sturris comes in to tie it. Roberts stopped at third, and Adam Jones was halfway to third base, but there was no one covering second, so he could get back safely.
Now 2 in scoring position, and the infield is in. Nick Markakis, breaking ball outside. Well, the Orioles have battled back to get it tied.
And Zach Greinke, another no decision.
He's had 21 starts, record of 10-6. The Orioles got to the bullpen and a chance to get a lead. 1-0 delivery. Markakis will take it for a strike. Jamie Wright, who's been up before, Juan Cruz up for the first time. Markakis 262 off left-handers. Bale, the former Oriole, first time against the O's, was in that ball game Buck talked about last night. 1-1 delivery. Markakis on a sweeping breaking ball that misses. 2-1.
I don't care what kind of game you're in or what the score is. You walk batters, they're going to come around and bite you. And Robinson Tejeda walked the first 2 batters he faced. So even with the right-handed hitter Jones, Trey Hemmer went to the lefty John Bale.
Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Markakis has got a base hit. Right center field. Roberts scores. Jones scores. It'll be a long single, and the Orioles take the lead.
Two ribbies for Nick Markakis on a bullet over the drawn-in infield into right center. Brian Roberts jogs in right behind him. Adam Jones, 2 runs now, and it's a 5-3 game for the Orioles.
Markakis came into today's play 9th in the league in RBIs. He has added 2 more on that one, up to 68 now in the year. And here is Aubrey Huff, and the Orioles are on top 5-3. They had the 2-0 lead in the first inning. It didn't last the next half inning. KC got the lead in the 4th, and the Orioles back on top, and the pitch will be taken down low for a ball.
Well, we mentioned how the Orioles' fortunes could change after they got Zach Greinke out of the game. You got to credit that 35-pitch first inning for elevating this pitch count to the point where he couldn't go beyond 6.
1-1 delivery to Huff, breaking ball inside corner, 1-2. The 2 runs will be charged to Robinson Tejeda. 2 runs, no part of an inning pitch, 2 walks. Jones, the responsibility of Bale, swung on and missed the off-speed pitch. And Aubrey continues to struggle, 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in the game tonight.
John Bale really took a lot off this breaking ball. 1-2 breaking ball well out of the zone, but with 2 strikes out, we have trying to protect the plate. You can see how the weight's way out on that front side.
Nolan Reimold. Reimold with 1 away. He gets a shot at the left-hander and will take the pitch inside for a ball. 313 off lefties. 278 off right-handers. Nolan looking for his first home run of the month. He's had a good average, over 280 this month. No long balls, though. Quick snap toss over. Markakis back to the bag. Pretty good lead over there for Nick Markakis. Reimold on a breaking ball looks at it. It is down low, and Bale falls behind 2-0.
Well, you mentioned the home run drought for Reimold. The Orioles have only hit 7 in the month.
Again, part of that offense that's suffered this month. Up high, 3-0 from Bale. And now you're seeing the Kansas City bullpen that has been present for most of this season.
Yeah, until the ninth, they had 9 scoreless innings in this series.
.3-0 count. Reimold will take it. He is on. First and second. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game, Adam Jones. He's had a home run, a double, and 3 RBIs in the ball game. Albers has come on to pitch out of the pen effectively, and Nick Markakis. Markakis, he's got 2 RBIs and a couple of hits. Text in your vote A, B, or C to 51862. And another pitching change here. Descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. With Buck Martinez and Amber Thiel Harris, I'm Gary Thorne. The Orioles have come back to take the lead in the ball game. Juan Cruz out of the pen.
Trying to really stop the bleeding here as the bullpen has really coughed it up. 3 walks, 2 hits, already 3 runs in, and 2 base runners on board. Bullpen has just not done the job here, and there's only 1 out for Ty Wigginton to hit against Juan Cruz.
Runners on at first and second base. Cruz coming over after 3 seasons with Arizona. Wigginton will take the pitch outside. He has had his problems. Last out against Texas, 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 4 runs on 3 hits with a walk in 2/3 of an inning. There are those bullpen numbers. Only Cleveland with a higher ERA.
Now, it's interesting. Both Cleveland and Kansas City had a very focused effort in the offseason to improve their bullpen. Cruz was brought to Kansas City along with Kyle Farnsworth. John Bale was brought in. It just hasn't worked. Farnsworth has been on the disabled list since June. And tonight he was scheduled to make a rehab start at Omaha. He has a slight tear in his right groin and just now making his way back through the rehab process.
1-0 count. Orioles with 3 runs in so far. That'll be fouled off. A 3-run 7th inning. The Orioles tonight have taken advantage of their chances late. 5 runs, 7 hits. Markakis down at second base. Reimold on at first. And the pitch is a strike taken on the outside corner. 1-2 to Wigginton.
Cruz has had a good arm, man, and he's got kind of slinging action. It's very difficult for right-handed hitters to get on it. But he has not been that consistent, reliable guy they thought they brought in. And everybody down that bullpen's kind of been plagued by the same problem. Pitching.
Wigginton will not want to see that again.
No, that was a wicked pitch. That's that swinging slider we talk about. Tough angle, kind of a high 3/4 angle, crossfire type pitch from Cruz, and you can see Wigginton well behind that hard slider.
With that pitch, you can see why Cruz has been effective against the right-handers, hitting only .229 off him. Left-handers .271. Here's Melvin Mora, 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch. Mora fouls it back. 2 on, 2 down. Orioles coming into the inning trailing by 1. They now lead by 2. Dave Tremblay hoping they can hang on to this one, give themselves a chance to take a second game in this 4-game set in the afternoon game tomorrow at 12:35 with Brad Bergeson on the mound. Mora takes the pitch. It is down low, and the count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, pretty interesting pitching matchup tomorrow afternoon. Brad Bergeson goes up against young right-hander Luke Hochshaver. Hochshaver in his last start struck out 13, just 1 off the franchise record for the Kansas City Royals. Mark Gubicza had struck out 14.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery is outside on that hard slider. Hochshaver, he too had to go down to the minors and regroup. He pitched down there to AAA Omaha in 8 starts before they brought him back up again after starting with a big club. So he's another one of the young pitchers trying to learn the ropes at the major league level. A 2 ball, 1 strike count on Mora. Markakis at second base. Reimold at first. 2 down. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. Mora check swing. Did he go? No. Count goes to 3-1. Tejeda came on, walked 2. They have both scored. He pitched no part of an inning. Bale worked a third of an inning, gave up 2 hits and a walk. One of those has scored, and now Cruz on, trying to get out of the inning. For the moment, it makes Matt Albers the pitcher of record for the Orioles and Tejeda for Kansas City. 3-1 delivery. Mora rips it. Third base, caught by Teal. But the Orioles will get 3 runs in the inning as they do it with a leadoff walk to Historis to start it. Jones would pick up an RBI. anthem, rain, cover the field. Talk a while, come back out and pitch, and he did. 3 runs, 7 hits, 4 2/3 innings, a walk, and 2 strikeouts in his major league debut. 3 home runs, Castro, Jacobs, and Olivo counting for the Kansas City runs against him. Non-decision now in his major league start.
Not bad overall. 4 2/3, 3 earned runs, all solo home runs. He gave up 7 hits, walked just 1 batter, had a couple of strikeouts, including a called strikeout of Mike Jacobs, who later got a measure of payback when he took Tillman deep. 93 pitches in his major league debut.
It is raining again. We had a 41-minute rain delay before the game started. Albers is out 2 1/3. No runs, a hit, and 2 strikeouts. Jim Johnson in. Willie Bloomquist will lead it off, and it is in there for a strike.
Willie Bloomquist is the first batter that Johnson faced in last night's game. He came in the 8th inning, gave up a game-tying home run.
Middle of the order up against Jim Johnson. Fouls that one back, and there'll be no play. Johnson took the loss in the ball game. This is his 5th appearance against Kansas City this year. He has given up 4 runs on 5 hits in 4 innings worked, including that 1 home run. Two strike count on Bloomquist. Albers with a chance to be the winner in the ball game. Bloomquist, a couple of singles, loops that one to center, right at Adam Jones. 1 away. On Sunday, August 16, you can join the Orioles second baseman Brian Roberts. ESPN Zone is the site in the Inner Harbor area for Brian's Baseball Bash. It is a star-studded event that benefits the University of Maryland Hospital for Children. Several teammates and Brian will be there to sign autographs, talk with fans, and raise money for patients and their families. For tickets, 410-328-6064. Pitch is taken inside. Butler has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game after a 6 for 10 in the first couple of games. Still at 292. Dangerous hitter, but nobody on here. And the pitch is in there for a strike to him, 1-1.
Yeah, Bill Butler had a great start to this series. He had 5 hits for the first time in his career in game 1, and then added a 6th consecutive hit first inning of game 2 when he had a 2-run home run off Jason Burkham.
His 10 RBIs against the Orioles are the most by anybody on this Kansas City team this year. A couple of home runs and hitting about .390 right now against the Orioles. Jim Johnson, 1 away in the 1-2. 2 down.
Well, that was a great pitch right there. That sinking fastball down and away to Bill Butler for the strikeout. 2 up, 2 down. Late movement, well placed, down and away. Tough pitch to hit.
Dave Tremblay loves to do this for players like last night, giving up the home run to put them right back out there as soon as possible. Bunted, foul, hard foul outside of third by Tien.
Yeah, get him right back in the saddle. Jim Johnson has been a stand-up guy. He gave up a game-winning home run to Matsui in New York, stood there, answered questions, and then responded last night by saying, I just made a bad pitch to Bloomquist for the game-tying home run.
0-1 count with 2 down. And Martin will swing and foul that one off. Johnson throwing a lot of strikes here. And it goes to 0-2. Yankees have beaten Tampa Bay 6-2. They try and increase their lead over Boston. Red Sox trailing by a couple late to Oakland. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that's that. Effective inning. Johnson with a couple of strikeouts retires them 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles up 5-3. Adam Jones on top. Albers and Markakis. You can still text in your vote A, B, or C to 51862. The results will be coming up on O's Extra on the post-game show. Juan Cruz will stay on to work in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Orioles sent 8 to the plate in the 7th, getting 3 runs, 2 hits, leaving a couple on. Greg Zahn 0 for 3 in the ball game. Is Torres and then Roberts are due up, and Cruz gets it in there for a strike. So Bale ended up working a third of an inning, giving up a couple of hits and a run. He walked 1 and struck out 1. 2 runs charged to Tejeda, 2 runs charged to Zach Greinke, and that will bounce off the glove of Olivo, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. And it is a final. Oakland has beaten Boston by a score of 8-6 tonight. So that, coupled with the Yankees win, extends the Yankees lead to 3.5 games.
Yeah, don't be surprised if there's some late news out of Boston prior to the trade deadline. They need a little shot in the arm right now. Even though they picked up Adam LaRoche, they still have some concerns.
The Daisuke Matsuzaka issue, which many of you may have looked at, and there's Cheryl warming up. Red Sox thought they had ironed things out as to the potential disagreements on how the pitchers in Japan get their arms ready and how it's done here in this country, and the Red Sox wanted it done the way it's done here. And even last week I was there for a game. We were there and we sat in. Terry Francona saying we've worked things out. I spent an hour and a half talking with him. We've ironed out the differences, and we're going to go with the program that we have. And then Daisuke just unloaded yesterday in a Japanese newspaper article claiming the Red Sox have hurt his arm, that he can't pitch, and the 2 years of reserve that he brought with him from Japan has been exhausted. It's kind of an amazing story, and the Red Sox, to say the least, are very disappointed in what Daisuke has said. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Zahn, and Zahn fouls that off.
But Daisuke's direct quote from the article in Boston is, "If I'm forced to continue to train in this environment, I may no longer be able to pitch like I did in Japan." Wow. That's a strong statement after he signed a contract that cost the Red Sox $103 million.
2-ball, 2-strike count on Zahn, and that'll be a foul ball. It was kind of interesting because Terry Francona, in that same interview, it was also the day that the deal had been struck and they picked up LaRoche, and he was talking about how Red Sox players, he said, I got a bunch of starters used to looking at the lineup card and seeing their names in it every day. They're going to have to get used once in a while not to playing. Kevin Youkilis was one of those, ended up not playing immediately after LaRoche came, and Youkilis wasn't very happy about it. He didn't make a big deal about it, but he said, I'm not used to watching, and I don't like it. 2-2 delivery is up high, and then you get this coming from Daisuke. You get a little bit of that irritation going on there right when you don't need it.
Now, Tim Wakefield went out to start his rehab, and he was just going to play catch, and he couldn't do that. They shut him down for an extra day. He has since resumed playing catch and will get back on the mound shortly, but they don't know when he's going to come back.
A 3-ball, 2-strike count. Zahn takes it inside and draws the walk. That's 6 free passes surrendered by the 4 Kansas City pitchers. Torres has drawn one of those walks and scored in the 7th inning. He kicked it off with a free pass. He's gone 1 for 2 in the ball game with a single. He now has a 4-game hit streak. And his Torres needs to get out and practice some bunting. He didn't get it done in an important situation in the ball game last night, and he doesn't get the bunt down there.
Yeah, I kind of jabbed at that ball there and just popped it out of place. Fortunately, it didn't stay around home plate. Torres has a background of playing in the National League and has been effective in bunting in the past. That was Ron Maye, the left-hander, loosening up for the Royals. But this year, Torres has just 2 sacrifice bunts.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. Squares again. Play at first. Not in time. Tian was charging in. As Torres does not get the bunt down. And there's one away.
Yeah, there's been a real problem with the Orioles tacking on runs. Even when they get a lead, they can't add those additional runs and take advantage of a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning.
Brian Roberts will give it a shot. He has singled 1 for 2. Last 2 times up he's drawn a walk. One of those came in the 7th inning when he scored a run. So he has crossed the plate twice in the ball game tonight. He started the day 3rd in runs in the American League. Zahn stood at first. Inside for a ball. Sean Figgins started the day leading in runs in the league with 78. Roberts is now up to 74. Figgins, Scudero, Pedroia, Roberts, Kinsler, Johnny Damon, Justin Morneau, all in the top 10 in runs scored. Take it inside, and Olivo will take a walk. Count goes to 2-0. These are the kind of nights Trey Hillman has suffered under with the bullpen. He just doesn't have anywhere else to go. I mean, there's just been nobody, as Mike said, who's been consistent enough in front of their closer to be able to say, if I can get this lined up, I'll be okay from night to night. He doesn't know that. That's going to be a base hit. Roberts shot that one into left. Brian's got a couple of hits in the game. That's where Brian is most effective. Brian this season, 4th most fly balls in the major leagues. And when he's doing that, the average tends to suffer a little bit. Last year, only 185 fly balls all year, up to 144 coming into tonight's play.
Yeah, he's not going to knock the ball out of the ballpark on a consistent basis. You'd like to see him keep the ball on the line and on the ground. That's where he's going to hit for his best average.
And he did right there.
This guy can hit it in the air.
He has done that tonight. 17th home run, 1st inning, 2 RBIs, double, 7th inning, RBI. 2 on again here with 1 away. I think he was thinking long ball right there.
Yeah. No. 17 with his home run tonight. Took a shot. Go up there, and that's what you like to see in a young hitter. Have an idea, have a game plan, look for a pitch in an area and turn it loose.
0-1 count, 1 down. Zahn and Roberts are the base runners. 19,741 the announced attendance tonight at Camden Yards, waiting through a 41-minute rain delay before the game started. 0-1 delivery will be outside, 1-1. It's going to be a very quick turnaround. 12:30 start time for tomorrow. Red Sox Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. Dave Tremblay having the ball club coming in late tomorrow. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Slider taken outside, 2-1. Cruz on the 2-1 delivery. Had a 1-0 10-inning ball game today. Don't get many of those anymore. The Giants beat Pittsburgh with a run in the bottom of the 10th out in San Francisco. Zach Duke went 7 innings, no run, 6 hits. Kane went 9 innings, no runs on 3 hits. Neither of them decisioned in the ball game. Wynn got the RBI base hit for the Giants in the 10th. 3-1 delivery on the way. That'll be popped up sky high. Olivo. Two down.
And the Giants made a couple of deals. They picked up a first baseman outfielder in Ryan Garco. And tonight traded for Freddie Sanchez, second baseman. So that gives them a little more flexibility and the potential for an improved offense.
So here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, the Orioles have a couple on, 2 down. Nick Markakis coming up.
Markakis and try to strand these two base runners he inherits. Mayhay, a former outfielder, has made the conversion very effectively, and he's the second left-hander to appear in this game. Don Bale came on just a third of an inning. He was charged with a run on 2 hits, a walk, and had a strikeout. Markakis 1 for 6 against the Royals left-hander in a head-to-head matchup. He's had another good night at the plate.
So the Orioles will try and add to their lead here with runners at first and second and 2 down. Nick Markakis, 2-hit, 2 RBI game. Mayhay's 3rd appearance of the year against the Orioles. A couple of hits, 2 2/3 innings, no runs for the O's against the Kansas City left-hander. Nick at 294 now. 31 doubles. He's also up among the leaders in that department. He started today 7th in doubles, with Brian Roberts leading the American League. Inside, Mayhay misses with that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Billy Butler of Kansas City's 3rd in doubles, and 3 of the top 10 in the 2-bag department in the ball game here at Camden Yards. 1-1 delivery. Markakis takes it up high, 2-1. Two-one delivery. Markakis, he's going to get a base hit into left field. Greg Zahn will come around to score. De Jesus will just get it into third. And a big tack-on run right there as the Orioles get another at a 6-3 lead, and Markakis with a 3 RBI game.
Well, a pretty good piece of hitting as he spoiled an outside fastball from Mayhay, served it into left field. His 3rd hit of the night, and he also has driven in 3. Good pitch down and away, and Markakis just strokes it into left field. Zahn with 2 outs gets a good jump and scores an insurance run.
So Nick Markakis, a successful at-bat. It'll be his 5th game this year in which he has driven in 3 runs. Line drive up the middle. Aubrey Huff's going to pick up a base hit. Here's the throw coming in. It'll be cut off and an RBI. Brian Roberts scores. Huff gets his first hit of the ball game. 7-3.
Boy, that was a shot right back over the mound into center. Aubrey Huff had a tough night, 3 strikeouts, but that'll ease the pain a bit, picking up an RBI, a bullet off a left-handed pitcher. Just missed hitting a home run early in the game, and this pitch is up out over the plate, and you can see Mayhay ducking as that ball comes right back at him.
Aubrey had not had an RBI in this, the 10th game, so he takes care of that. Now runners at first and second, 2 down for Reimold, and that pitch is up high for a ball. So this bullpen that had worked in 9 innings against the Orioles without giving up a run has surrendered 5 runs in this ball game. Reimold, a 1-0 count. Mayhay, a couple of pitches that weren't even close. Reimold has had an 0 for 2 and a couple of walks tonight. And he gets to face the left-hander right here. Nolan's got 17 multi-hit games, second among rookies. And that pitch is taken down low for a ball. 3-0. You get some flavor of the suffering for Kansas City in this game. It's been the story of their season. You get a start like Greinke gave them, 2 runs, 5 hits over 6. Close ball games. The offense doesn't score many runs. And then you bring the bullpen in, and the whole thing falls apart. That's kind of the way the entire season has gone for the Royals. 3-1 delivery on the way. Foul back, 3-2.
Now, 2 more runs here in the 8th inning. They have now allowed 19 runs in the 8th inning alone. Those are crucial runs that tack on runs late in the game, and it's been a frustrating stretch for their bullpen. Certainly a major contributor to that long losing streak. Their starting pitching has been fairly consistent most of the year.
3 ball, 2 strike count, 2 on for the O's. Orioles have scored 5 runs in the last 2 innings. Fouled away with the runners going with 2 outs. You nurse a game along as a manager. You get a lead going into the 7th inning, and you lose ball games. Not good. Heartburn develops. And that has been the case for KC. A towering pop-up at the mound. Betancourt, the shortstop. And he's got it. But the Orioles will add 2 more. They do it on 3 hits and a walk and a 7-3 lead. some big late inning runs. 7-3 lead now. Jim Johnson will stay on since it is not a save situation. He retired the side in order in the 8th. Cayespo, Jacobs, and Olivo are due up here.
Johnson could get a save in this situation as they have added 2 runs when he came into the ball game.
Yep.
It was 5-3.
Ground ball towards the middle and a base hit. Cayespo delivered a home run in the 2nd, extending his hit streak to 11. So a 2-for-4 ball game for him with a base hit here leading off the 9th inning.
Johnson had a perfect 8th inning. Could fly out 2 strikeouts, 1, 2, 3.
Here's Mike Jacobs, power hitter. He unloaded in the 4th inning with his 14th home run. 1 for 3 in the ball game. And a 1-strike count. Mike Swanson came in. He's the vice president of public relations for the Kansas City Royals between innings. Mike's a dear friend. To make a point that we didn't realize here tonight, Kansas City has not had a defensive assist in this game. That never happens. I mean, there's only been 1 ground ball, and it was an unassisted out at first base. Every other out has been in the air or a strikeout. There's been no assist for a Kansas City out tonight, or Kansas City defense. It's very unusual. The pitchers take it inside. How unusual? Swanee's trying to find out.
Yeah.
As they're running through the computer banks of baseball stats. 1 ball, 2-strike count on Jacobs. Runner on. 9 hits for the Royals, 10 for the O's. The O's have the 7-3 lead. Not holding the runner at first with a left-handed batter up. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that's a strike on the inside corner. Jacobs didn't think so. Wally Bell's had a long night. He really doesn't want to hear much of this. But to his credit, lets it go.
Now take a look at the last pitch, and Jacobs felt like it was inside, but had a lot of movement back toward the inside corner, and according to pitch tracks, it caught the inside corner.
1 down. I like that. Wally Bell just
okay.
Let it be.
If I'm going to stay here till the end, so are you.
Yep. Fouled up. Is there any greater revenge against a player by an umpire than saying, I've been here for 4 hours. You think I'm throwing you out? No.
You're staying
You go right back to the bench and you watch the rest of this. 0-1 count, runner at first base. Olivo's home run came in the 2nd inning, his 14th of the year. He has also flied out and struck out. Johnson's 0-1 delivery to him. Two-strike count. Orioles trying to set up. Chance to split the series in the game tomorrow at 12:35. And he's gone. Breaking ball in the inside corner. Olivo. He didn't think so either. 2 down.
Now this is a breaking ball. The first strikeout was a fastball. This one was a breaking ball, and it curved around the plate, but got plenty of the plate.
Jim Johnson, 4 strikeouts. The 6 hitters he's faced, going up 1 hit. Mitch Meyer will ground it to short. Is Torres. He's going to go to first. And this one is in the book for the O's. A 7-3 win as the Orioles come back with big runs late in the game. 7-3 the final.